Yo, peace. Welcome to Hip Hop Talks. I'm one of your hosts, AG. Got the homie Coop with me. What up, Coop? Got the OG Sean. What's up, Sean?
What's good?
Yo, we here today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to pull up. You can find Hip Hop Talks on YouTube as you're watching right now. You can also find us on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. You can also find us at iHeartRadio. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. And we'd like to give our announcement that Hip Hop Talks is now available on TikTok. If you check my Twitter page, I just posted the link on there. Check out Adriel Green on Twitter. You'll find our TikTok link there. So what do you got to say, Coop? You want to make any more announcements about our new addition to TikTok?
Yeah, it's fun. I had a talk with a digital creator down in the city a couple of weeks ago. And quite frankly, she told me, she was like, your old behind is fucking up and you need to get with the times and get on TikTok. She's like, you're hurting the traction and hurting the fact that y'all could be a main attraction by not getting on this platform. She's like, it's how we get down. So you need to get down with the get down. I reposted your thread on Twitter. So you can go to Adriel Green, all the things with Coop or Hip Hop Talks and get our new TikTok link. I'm excited. We continue to grow and develop every week. We're starting this brunch on Sunday thing where I think we're going to start making it a regular thing where we pull up on the weekend while everybody's at home. Our regular show is on Thursday, so we really haven't had the proper time to give the full album breakdown analysis that we'd like, because quite frankly, by the time Thursday has come around, the way the media cycle works these days, it's been forgotten. So this gives us an opportunity to tap back in. Everybody like and subscribe to the home base, which is the YouTube page. Like and subscribe to all the things that we're doing. We're coming,
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Apple. Shout out to Spotify. Those of you who tap in on Apple, we really appreciate those algorithms over there. Shout out to the ads who've been actually reaching out to us via Apple as we're syndicated there. And we also syndicated over on the West Coast, California, LA, San Diego, Vallejo, as well as San Francisco. So thank you guys for all the support over there. A lot of our large audience is actually coming from the West Coast. So thank you for showing some love, and thank you for our East Coast sponsors, as well as our South and our Northeast and everyone in between. So thank you all for the support and the love.
Word.
It's my favorite day of the week to make it from Sunday to Sunday. That shit is deep.
Brunch on Sundays.
Yeah, I got a little Sunday snack over here.
Yep. Snacking on, man.
Trail mix. Mean healthy. Yeah, peanuts, almonds, things that help clean the kidneys and the digestive tract.
Absolutely.
Healthy Sunday snack.
Sunday snack. Yeah. How about you, AG? What you snacking on today? Pause.
I'm not even answering that question. That question's wild, man. We'll move on to the first topic.
He's already starting. It's early. It's only been 5 minutes into the show.
All right, man. I'll keep it on for the night.
Snack down. That's ridiculous.
I'll just keep it on, man, because I'm trying to be sensible on Sunday, man. I don't want us to get
on the Lord's Day.
I mean, church just ended, Sean. It just ended. 1 o'clock. People just got out of church.
I know.
For some of us, it's just midway. That joint just started not too long ago. In the Black community, I will say, we started a little bit later.
Yeah, especially in West Virginia. It's crazy.
First of all, I didn't know there were Black people in West Virginia till I met AG. So,
y'all are wild. Y'all are wild.
Same here. Hey, man, I'm be honest with you.
Y'all are wild.
Shout out to West Virginia, though.
We everywhere. We take it over.
Not
okay.
Really,
Where are we starting off today?
That's how we starting it off. So cool. I'm gonna slide it over to you, bro. What you want to start with? Get into the moments of 2024 so far.
Yeah. So for me, my cousin Six came over here yesterday. We sat down for about 7 hours. We haven't hung out that long together, just me and him, in a long time. Cuz does some of everything. He wasn't just my producer, but he's a hip hop guy, so he does a lot of mixes. And me and him were having a conversation about Glorilla. And his favorite record is Yeah Glow. And what's the name of the Meg and Glow record? Wannabe. It's called Wannabe.
Yeah.
I think Glow is slowly but surely, not saying she's the biggest woman in this space, but with those two records and with her momentum from the previous year, I think she deserves some recognition because she's proven herself to be a bona fide hit maker, and she's here to stay. I think, like Wannabe and Yeah Glow, I think are two of the best like singles released this year. And so that moment is a moment with Meg, but Glow is like having a moment right now, and I think it's kind of going unrecognized. I'm not saying she's as big as Nicki or all over the media cycle of social media like Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
She's not any of those things yet. But this year in her, I see somebody that can be those things. And she's and me and Cuz was talking about, and she's so Memphis. Like we have family from Memphis. It's like, yeah, she's so Memphis. We were talking about her and Meg doing Wannabe is this generation like 8 Ball and MJG and UGK coming together. This is what the updated formula of it looks like. So I think the big moment, one of my big moments this year, and I talked about it because of how my daughter put me onto the song, is "Wannabe" by Glow and Meg, and it's a banger.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to start. I want to start, showing Glow some love.
Okay, I respect that. She's been having a pretty good year. I think she's starting to find her groove. I think this year was her really finding her own voice when it comes to this whole thing, because when she came through, the female rap landscape was like really blooming at that time, and you were trying to figure who's going to pull away from the pack. I think that we're starting to see Cardi, put some singles out there, but there's no mention of an album, right? So now you have Glow, who's really starting to get some momentum. You have Nicki kind of leveling off a little bit. She's here, she's there. When she comes up, she's there. But in these moments when she's not active, you have someone like Glow who's actually continuing to keep that momentum building up. Ice Spice kind of fell back a little bit. Lotto was kind of falling back a little bit. We talked about this. I know in the very first beginning of our show, we talked about even what's shorty name? Who's rocking with Swiss Beats right now?
I forget her name, but I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we can't remember her name right now is kind of
exactly. She had the joint like
making your point.
Get out my face, like the New York, like she's the one with the aggressive, like they call it the female DMX. What's her name? What's her name?
We was talking about that in Discord.
Scarlet.
Yeah. She went and got a whole makeover a couple weeks ago. To try to look more like a Glow or a Lotto, and it didn't work for her.
That was a big topic in our Discord chat when that happened. Yeah,
absolutely. So to Coop's point, I think Glow is starting now to create some separation from the pack. I don't think she's away from the pack yet, but she's starting to show who she really is amongst the pack.
Well, how about this? A year ago, you would have been like, who's gonna be the one hit wonder, or who's gonna have the bigger year in order? And if you were to go Ice Spice, Lotto, and Glow, this time a year ago, Glow would have came in third. Am I wrong?
Facts.
So she's really stepped her game up and proven herself to be a bona fide hit maker, because now she's walking around with hits, not singular. She's got hits.
And shout out to her. She, getting a little bit more notoriety. She was just on the last episode of The Shop with LeBron. So on HBO Max. So check that out. It had Glorilla, Hit Boy was on the same episode, and MGK. So it was pretty dope.
That's an interesting lineup.
Very interesting lineup.
Yeah. It had Johnny Manziel on there too. It was a wild lineup.
Well, I like that. That's West Coast in Hit. It's Midwest with MGK, and that's South with Glow. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to my nephew Judah in Memphis.
Where do you guys see Sexy Red amongst all of this? Because she's still out there, but she's also getting a lot of flack from a lot of different people. I think there's a see that she's becoming a caricature, like she's overdoing it. But where do you guys see her amongst all of this? Because she has a lot going on as well.
Well, bad publicity is still publicity. She's still keeping her name in the algorithm. So,
Of all the women that have popped up in the last few years, she's the one that I'm most fascinated by how she streamed into our consciousness. And it's funny, like I still don't know who she is. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because I know Memphis. It's like, no, I feel like I know Glow. I know Meg. I know Cardi. I know Nicki. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know Che Noir. I know Love the Genius. I know Sims. I don't know who Sexy Red is yet still.
But what are your expectations based on the type of music she makes? Because the type of music she makes, I don't really, would listen to her and expect to get
that record? What's that record she had that was big?
The Rich Baby. I mean, not the joint with Drake, but
no,
her joint.
Her joint.
I forget the name.
Not a joint. I just can't think of the name, but it's big. But it's one of those things. It's like, well, we can have the same conversation about her that we were having about Glow and Ice Spice this time last year. It's like, what they gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying?
Pound Town. Appreciate you, LP.
Pound Town. Like, are you how about this? There are guys who make the All-Star game one time, and they're not going to the Hall of Fame. So it's like, is she just a one-time or two-time All-Star, or she got like some Hall of Fame potential? That's what I mean. Is that like, I don't know who she is. Like Glow is starting to show me who she is. It's like, oh no, you're turning yourself into a verifiable hit maker in this business.
Right.
She has charisma. She has personality. I love the fact that she's on LeBron's shop, like doing interviews, making the rounds. These are the things you have to do in today's times. I love her personality. Like when I watch these videos behind the scene of like her, Meg, and Lotto having dance competitions and stuff. You get what I'm saying? It gives me some insight into the person and the personality.
Yeah.
All of these things matter because your branding and your sponsorship might bring you more money than the music does.
Right.
Even if you make hits. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, I still don't know who Sexy Red is. She's the chick, like to me, like right now, even outside of her single, she's the chick going back and forth with Drake on his album. That's not knowing the artist.
But to your point, Coop, where you usually get to know any artist is through an entire body of work, an album, right? And it seems like the approach of a lot of these big time female rappers in this space is to release the singles, work the singles, and then they're creating hits off that. You know what I mean? A lot of them are not taking the album approach. They're releasing Lucy after Lucy, no pun intended. But we're saying there's no album really in sight. You know what I'm saying? They just doing the single joint.
Well, I mean, okay, so for me, Cardi is the blueprint of you can get away with that now, though. Like
she said that. She said that. That blueprint.
She set that tone. Mm-hmm. Like we all know who Cardi is. We still waiting on album number 2, and we all know who Cardi is. That's what I mean when I'm like, well, who are you? Because there is a blueprint and a model in Cardi that says, no, you don't even got to release like an album every other year to be big. Cardi's first album came out in 2017.
Yeah, just as long as you do the features.
Invasion of Privacy 2017.
Yeah. As long as you do the features and keep your name, in the algorithm, they don't have to release albums. And like I said, that's where you get to know an artist, where you really do a deep dive in who you are.
But, like this is what I mean. But during the pandemic, Cardi showed us who she was.
Yes.
Like she pulled up without music, talking about issues that she felt affected by. Yes. And it resonated with people. And actually, it made people go, like, first of all, she's a little bit more intelligent than insightful than we gave her credit for one.
Indeed.
And obviously good at branding and marketing because was able to market herself and brand herself outside of the hip hop world. Think about it. How many people like these reality TV shows don't make people who aren't stars into big stars. They take people who used to be big stars and keep their star power going.
Right. Not the opposite. All right.
She made herself a big star. She made herself a big star off of this.
She has.
Like, she's the only person that's even given Nicki a run numbers wise in terms of following. Mm-hmm. She's the only person that's even given Nicki any run, like numbers wise, if we're talking about the metrics of it.
Absolutely.
With one album.
One album. And a huge, massive single. That single was everywhere.
That's the best rap song that year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easily.
The best rap song that year.
Easily.
But
I mean,
but where she won big was by letting everybody in and getting to see her for who she was.
Right.
You know,
right.
when she throws shade on her husband because of his nefarious behavior, you know,
right.
Women relate to that. They like the fact that she doesn't hide that. It's like, yeah, fuck him up. You know?
Yep.
They co-sign it. She's real. She's authentic.
Yeah.
You feel like you can touch her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it
for the fellas,
like it's an over exaggeration.
Yeah. For the fellas, you want to touch her. I'm not pausing on that. Offset need to stop fucking up. Offset need to stop fucking up. Let me tell you what you do. You don't put prime real estate back on the market. That's not what you do. You wait for the equity to build, my G. Just giving you a little bit of advice.
He can't help. He can't help himself. He can't help.
Don't put her back outside if you want to. I wouldn't do that. Go ahead, Sean. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
It doesn't seem like it's over exaggerated. Like she's actually, this is who she really is.
Yeah, this is who she is.
This is who she is. When you think about Sexy Red, it just seems like it's so much going on with Sexy Red. Like it just seems like it's, and that might be who she is too, but it's just like it's so much till it becomes damn near cringy. You know what I mean? Even for the culture itself, because now you're talking about someone like Sexy Red who hasn't, she just did a feature with Drake, and it hasn't really pushed the needle. So you have to ask yourself now, does the community start looking at her differently? And you start to hear some things come out, you know, like who she's managed by, what that dynamic look like, what that hue look like. So it's almost like to the point where is this a forced tactic on her side? As opposed to you have someone like Glow where you're starting to see her maturation process in the hip hop game.
So here would be the separation that I'll tell you. Not about the hit records, but about Glow coming out of her shell in addition to the hit records. Like this time last year, couldn't care less if she dropped an album. Now I kind of want to hear another album, not the album with these records on them. Now that I'm seeing her in the cycle like this and seeing her personality and seeing her charm, seeing her charisma, seeing her still be so Memphis while she does all that. Now it's like, yeah, I kind of want to hear an album from you. Like I want to know what your next album is going to sound like. I don't think we're there with Sexy Red yet, because she hasn't indoctrinated herself enough in our consciousness to have us thinking about her on that level yet. And then you listen to this. Well, me and Andrew were on Mirror Music yesterday. We were talking about What's the 411 by Mary J. Blige. You know, we're doing our Grammy revisionist catalog. Mary had it as much as any black woman in the last 40 years of music has it, that thing that draws you to the person. It's like, damn how well they sing and or rap. Damn the beats. Damn the album. You're drawn to the person. That matters now more than it ever did when it comes to music and media and entertainment. More than it ever did, it matters. And so I think what we're seeing from Sexy Red right now is that some of this is feeling forced. And it might be forced because she doesn't have it. Whereas Glow is showing like, no, I got it. Like you like me. You want to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we really need to see, because that's what dictates the pace these days. Like we talk about this all the time, and we make a lot of get off my lawn joke. And, you know, I pulled up about the Summer Jam thing, like fuck them kids. But this is music. This is hip hop. The kids run the space.
Absolutely.
They gotta fuck with you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the cats, even the young dudes that get at me about Kendrick, well, they get at me because they fuck with me, because they respect me. You get what I'm saying? They don't like what I'm saying, but they know that I know my shit. They gotta fuck with you to even talk that shit to you.
Right.
But sometimes the answer's right in front of us, right? You know, with the Sexy Red, like I said, I'm not, the content and the music that she's put out, I'm not really looking to, you know, really find out who she is through that type of content. But what I will say is, from a marketing perspective, she probably thinks that he doesn't have to give more of who she is because, like I said, you're doing all these records with Drake, who's the, biggest person in our space, arguably, and it should just move and get traction off that alone. You know what I mean? So logically, that might be the thought process.
That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. I mean, you got Drake, who is still one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist in this game right now. And
they got how many records together? Is it 3?
I think it's 2 or 3, but they're not moving like that.
Only one of the records is moving. Them other 2 records don't count.
Right.
They're not doing.
They don't mean anything. Like if you have a record with Drake and it's not moving the meter, that record don't count because the whole point of doing a record with Drake is to move the meter. If it's not moving the meter, it don't mean nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. That was probably the plan because it was probably the assumption that all we got to do is, get you and Drake to link up and these songs are going to be out of here. So
having 3 songs with him is total overkill to me because who else gets that?
I think it's 2. I think it's only 2.
It's still one too many for a new artist.
Right.
That's bad business on both sides, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Because that first one should have one that took you out of here, where now you can start doing your thing. That's the springboard. That's the springboard.
But then it's that conversation that Drake has vested interest because how was she, the whole talk about her being a plant and stuff, with Drake doing these records with her when she was unknown to blow her up. So, the whole thing, about Drake having a vested interest in the label, you know what I mean? Because we still don't know what those dealings are or what his deal is behind the scenes. So if he's getting a kickback on these songs that they do certain numbers, then it would behoove him to do these features with her. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, everybody got to kick back something to Drake. That's why all these dudes have been dissing him. They've all had to kick back to him. People got to really read between the lines. It's like, how about this? It's like, we've never seen a guy like this that's literally been responsible for so many other people's hits that has somebody like Jay Prince behind him. As in, well, you really don't want to tell me no. You really can't afford to tell me no. It's really not a wise idea because of who's backing me for you to tell me no. When has somebody like this ever been backed by the likes of a Baby and a Jay Prince, who are notorious for a lot of other things as well? You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's the type of dudes you play with in a city. You been to Houston, been to New Orleans before? Ever heard what people say in those towns about what you shouldn't do when you in the town?
That's a big fact.
Yeah, he's a cash cow. That, I mean, he brings a lot of people money. So
he's always been though. He's always been.
Yeah, but you also can't afford to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or to gamble. There it is.
So a lot of the problems are because, he's a problem that you can't solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still going to do numbers. Even after losing this battle, he's about to do numbers.
So let's transition there for a bit. We're not going to do a deep dive there because we done beat that horse so many times. But that was probably the biggest moment so far.
Absolutely.
Not probably. Definitely, yeah.
It's the biggest, right? It's the biggest moment of this year.
It's one of the bigger moments in rap history. It's not the biggest moment in rap history, but it's a big moment in rap history that they had this collision course. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's been a long time coming.
Especially that one weekend where we got, Family Matters and then
got like 5 records.
Meet the Grams and then Not Like Us all consecutively back to back in less than 24 hours. So
yeah. Something we haven't seen in a long time with that kind of competition, that kind of output in such a short span of time. We haven't seen that since the mixtape era when, someone would say something and then Cam will come out, go on Hot 97, spit a freestyle, then 50 will come out there, spit a freestyle. We haven't seen that in years.
Mm-hmm. Sean Freeze.
Yeah, he froze.
I'm back.
There you go.
All right.
Can hear you, but can't see you.
Sorry about that. Can you see me now? Sorry about that.
There you go.
Yep, there we go.
Yep. But no, I was just saying, like, you had 2 of the Titans going at each other that we were asking for so long. And it created this vacuum of everything else around it that we had to adhere to. we've had several pods on it because it's continuing to grow legs and it's not over yet. There's still more to come. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest moment of this year. It's going to carry over into next year, I'm sure, and it's going to carry over even more. So it's all about right now what happens in this moment.
Sean, I want to add to something you said. Like, the thing that I respected most about this battle was, you know, you compared it to the mixtape era where we was getting songs like back to back and freestyles or whatnot. But these guys were giving us full fleshed out songs like rapid fire, right? And the one thing about the mixtape era, you was just in a rush to get to the studio and get something put out to respond. So, you know, it was usually a freestyle over another artist's beat. The mixing and mastering didn't really occur, so it was kind of like raw, and it wasn't the mix was pretty terrible, and or they went up to the radio station that was live and put out a freestyle. But we like Coop says, update the formula. We moved that to modern day. These guys were turning around pretty fast, giving us full fleshed out original compositions. So salute to them on that. And it was a dope moment.
No doubt.
I think that the moment doesn't mean a thing if you don't capitalize on what you do best. And so, first of all, I want to say this again. This is for all you Kendrick fans who are still the worst fans ever. You're still the worst fans ever, and I can't stand you. Kendrick can't stand you. That's why he doesn't make music for you anymore. But that's a whole nother conversation. What really needs to come from this battle, and it is a big battle, it's definitely a top 5 rap battle all time, maybe top 3. In terms of the battle, you have it at where?
Number 2.
Hell no.
Stakes. You got to look at the stakes.
Okay, so this is what I mean about the stakes. First of all, we need to address something and address it realistically. And so I'm going to do this on both sides so people don't feel like I'm slandering Kendrick. Ain't neither one of these guys made a great album in a very long time.
Right.
Not one of them. Both of them. That's both with 2 F's. Both of you. Both of you haven't made anything good album-wise in a long-ass time. I was in my 30s the last time you niggas made good albums. Okay? It's been a few years now. Be 43 in October. Last time you niggas made good albums, I was in my 30s.
You didn't like the Scary Hours 3 rendition of For All the Dogs? You didn't rock with that?
I don't rock with add-ons, because if you have to add stuff onto your album instead of just releasing that separately as an EP, that is you acknowledging that the product that you just released isn't that strong.
That's fair.
That's exactly how I feel about it. I'm always going to feel that way about it. Now, there's always rare exceptions to the rule, like when Kanye came, when Conway came out with From a King to a God Deluxe. Oh no, that's icing on a cake that's already been baked and tastes great.
Yeah, so deluxe editions are different. Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah, so there are rare instances like that, but because Scary, it's not like that. It's not like us. But where I gave Drake the advantage is that even though neither one of them had made great albums in quite some time, Drake was still a verifiable hit maker, even if the hits weren't as big as they used to be. But this battle don't mean anything if you don't become the version of who we seen you all both be in this battle.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you don't capitalize on it. For Kendrick, that means making another great album, because your placement has been based on your great album making consistently, not even how many that you got. Like, we're going to talk about Lupe briefly today. Lupe just released his 9th project. 9. When I be talking about dudes going to work, and I talk about Kendrick, and they're like, "But Coop, it's only 1 album." I'm like, well, he doesn't have a lot of albums to go off of. He does not go to work with the regularity that these other great artists do. And so they're asking me why I'm magnifying it. It's like, well, he's magnifying it with lack of work. I wouldn't harp on it so much if there was more to go off of. It ain't like he gave us 7 great projects in a row and then dropped this. He gave us 3 and a mixtape before. So you got a dope mixtape and 3 great albums. And then you do this. It's like, that would get you all-time great status when we were 13, 14, 15 years old. The problem is that we're in our 40s. And just like we've gotten older, so is hip-hop. So the standards have changed. A lot of these guys are walking. Cudi, I put Cudi's album, I think, made 20th on my list. Cudi's on album number 9.
Right.
These are guys who came out around the time that you came out, my G. You on album number 5, they on album number 9. And so when I'm saying the things that I'm saying about how he needs to make a great album, it's like, well, if your output is only going to be a one album every 3 to 5 year average, oh, you need to average making a great album every time that you come out, because you're not going to have the catalog to stack up to a Common, a KRS, a Nas. Like, think about this. Tupac did more albums by the age of 25.
Yeah, just to put it in context so the viewership can understand. Like, for instance, if somebody is 2 people in a game and they're shooting from 3, you're gonna hold the person who went 8 for 16 in higher regard than the person who went 6 for 12. You know what I mean? Because it's more attempts, more clips, and they're shooting at a higher clip, with more attempts.
Well, let's look at somebody like Lupe. It's like, okay, so let's say Kendrick's percentage is 4 for 5, right? Lupe 7 for 9. You feel me? In a lot of people's mind, he 9 for 9. UAG. You love some Lupe. You love some Lupe.
I wouldn't say he's 9 for 9 though. I ain't going that far.
You think 7 for 9 is fair? You think 7 of his projects are good though, don't you?
Yeah, that's fair.
So if one guy goes 4 for 5, one guy goes 7 for 9, who you taking? Because the guy that's 7 for 9 is taking more risk.
Yeah.
And so he should reap more rewards. Like when people talk about Steph Curry shooting 40% from 3, no, there are guys that shoot better from 3. They take half the shots. Curry shoots 12 threes a game.
Yeah, that's my point. So yeah.
So when he goes 7 for 12 and this other guy goes 3 for 5, it's like you can take the 3 for 5 if you want to. You understand they got put up 12 threes to your 5 threes? You think that's a competition about who the greatest shooter is? Grayson Allen led the league in 3-point shooting last year over Steph. Who the hell even think that Grayson Allen's a top 2 shooter on his team? Because Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are better shooters and better players, which is how he got all those open looks at 3. It matters how you get down. And so Kendrick needs another great album. Drake needs a banger of a song that's reminiscent of his old hits and a good to great album. Kendrick needs a great album. Drake needs a good album and a great hit or a couple.
Because that's what they're known for, to your point.
Well, here's the thing. If they don't give us that, you know what this really is? It's a battle that happened for 2 guys that are past their prime if you're really going to go check the stats and check the facts. It's more Mayweather-Pacquiao, and that's why I can't even put it top 3 yet until I see what they actually do with it, because it's going to give me Mayweather-Pacquiao vibes like, yeah, like y'all did this a little too late, though.
But that's
Show me
why
that you're in your prime. Like outside of dissing each other.
But that's why I got Jay and Nas at number 1 because of the blueprint and Stillmatic being attached to it.
It's not even conversational. They're not even in that stratosphere yet. They're not even in that stratosphere yet, because that stratosphere comes with the crown, and not like the crown for the era, the crown all time.
All time go. Yeah, that was Jay-Z and Nas.
And it comes with classic material. We just asking these niggas to make good albums.
And this one had more notoriety than that, but I just think that's a sign of the times we're in with social media. So you got to chalk that up for what it is.
It's different. So hey, we don't beat that dead horse many times, fellas.
Yeah.
Let's get into the top 20.
But I'm serious. If these guys don't make great albums this year, this battle ain't all that. Because what it is 2 guys that's past their prime that went to battle. And you're telling me that the best that you niggas could do was write about each other. But you can't write these songs when you're not talking about each other. That goes for both of them and both of their caps. Both of them. That's 2 Fs. Both of them. Right.
Real quick, I had another moment that was like dope, that wasn't a battle or anything else. Got on the Nas hat today. It was Illmatic's 30th anniversary, and I thought it was just super dope that we got the Nas and Premier single announcing that an album was actually on the way on the 30th anniversary of Illmatic. I thought that was apropos, and I thought it was, really dope for the time. So that was one of my favorite moments of this year so far. So
I don't agree.
Tell us why.
Because the song in relationship to how this year is going, quality of music wise, is a disappointment.
I don't think it's gonna make the album, so I wasn't really,
That's fine, but they still dropped it. It's still Nas and Preem. You got to deal with the expectations that come with being Nas and Preem. And so, although is it a big moment? Yeah, but is it a great one? It's like nah, like them three Pete Rock and Common joints is throwing that Define My Name, the fade for one. I'm looking at some of these other albums that have come out, and I'm like, no, this is not up. It's not good enough.
Like this, if I'm right, I might be wrong, but if that's in fact a teaser and a bonus track or not making the official album, Common and Pete Rock's first clip out was that I'm Trying, which also is not making their album. So
I'm Trying is better than Define My Name, though.
I disagree. I think they're about on the same level.
Yeah, I look at them the same.
How about this? Pete's beat is better than Preem's beat. Nas's bars are better than Common's bars, so we can call it a draw. But Nas versus Common isn't supposed to be a competition. That's the number one versus like the number 10.
Well, can we transition this before we get in our list? Because Sean, you had mentioned one to talk about the disappointments of 2024, and Coop sounded disappointment. He had disappointment in that Nas and Preem record. So y'all want to touch on the disappointments real quick?
It's not a disappointment. It's just not up to snuff.
That's fair.
Common and Pete Rock are actually trying. They're actually in album mode right now. They're locked into they're probably like in the back half of the album mode at this point. Not probably. They might be at the back half of the album.
No, they done.
It's like everything is going for that. But yeah, I get what you're saying, cool. I'm not disappointed. I thought it was a Lucy. I thought it did what it's supposed to do. Let him know that, hey, I can still get on the track with Primo, and it's going to happen. Something else is going to come out of it. I pay attention to what Nas is saying.
The concept is dope.
The concept is dope, right? I'm throwing this out here for my fans who been asking me to do something with Preem, to let you guys know I'm still going to lock in with Preem. Now, granted, you're right. Maybe
you can't just do that when you're Nas and Preem, though. You can't just throw something out there.
I get it.
It's Nas and DJ Premier. You can't just throw it out there.
But that's what we suffer as a fan base, because we want so much more from Son.
That's why I told you I was cool with the whole hit thing. It's like, no, I like the way the expectations look. I like the quality of output and how it looks. As soon as you tell me that Nas is working with DJ Premier, it's natural for our hip hop minds to go New York State of Mind, represent. Nas is like Memory Lane. I Gave You Power. Like that's where our mind goes.
Right. He just gave us 6 clips though.
The expectations, too high.
Crazy, man. He just gave us
the bar work. The bar work is there. The bar work is stellar. Like lyrically,
yeah.
I would say the first verse is a verse of the year contender.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about the bar work. Let's talk about a different type of bar. It's not equal for Nas and Preem versus Common and Pete Rock. The bar is set a little lower for Common and Pete Rock to meet expectations as opposed to Nas and Preem.
Not that much lower, AG.
Nah, it's lower. It's lower.
It's one, like, when you mean lower, it's like, one step lower.
It's easier for them to attain expectations than Nas and Primo. Let's be real.
First of all, like if we're talking about a beat maker, Pete Rock, in a lot of people's minds, they better beat maker than Preem.
He's been more active recently too.
Yeah,
he's made better beats recently too.
Yeah, he's in game shape.
Common has often been identified as a Midwest version of Nas. Like the steps, it's not steps behind, it's step behind, as in one.
It's plural.
Uno. You think it's plural?
It's about 12 to 15 placements between Nas and Common though, Coop.
Yeah. No, there's not. There's like 9 or 10 placements between. Hold on, where you got Com?
About 15.
We're at 15.
You got Kendrick ahead of Com?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my disappointments of the year so far. That's
transition it over before Common goes on. Before Coop goes on another Kendrick rant.
Hold on. What if the Common and Pete Rock is better than the Kendrick album? You still got Kendrick ahead of Com?
One, we don't have a Kendrick album, but if we do have a Kendrick album, then we'll have that discussion then on episode 28 of Hip Hop Talks or whatever. That's going to be.
You do understand that Body and Ice Cube is better than Body and Drake, right?
I mean, yeah, but none of us expected Common to be able to do that. So
correct. That's part of the lore and the degree of difficulty, though. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have them beat on catalog. He doesn't have him beat lyrically. He doesn't have him beat in terms of being battle tested. Where he got Con beat. I'm done. I don't even want to do this. I'm out.
Thank you. Thank you for sparing us. But a few disappointments that I got 2024 real quick. I don't want to belabor the points, but number one, we already talked about it on another episode. Jay-Z popping out this year for the Tom Brady, jersey retirement, and then the award show, but no sighting during Hip Hop 50. You know what I mean? And granted, I'm not surprised by that, but it would have been great to see Jay up on, the Yankee Stadium stage. And a lot of people's rebuttal to that was like, oh, all the Nas fans say when, Jay pulls up, he's still Nas' shine. If he was on the Yankee Stadium stage, then that would be a situation, since Nas and Master P put it together, that Nas would have asked him to be part of it. And it would have been great to watch them share the stage and do a couple joints. I think that would have been awesome. So only pop out we got last year for him was the Book of Hove, and but that was just disappointing to see him actually come out for events this year and not last year. The second disappointment I have, this actually would be number one, is that I Am didn't get a 25th anniversary re-release. Last year, last year we got the record store day joint with the bootleg. I think you got it in the background, Coop. Yeah, picked up that vinyl. That was a dope release. That was the bootleg that initially leaked. But I was like praying that we would get a 25th anniversary re-release of the album. And I'm not even blaming Nas. I'm blaming Sony for not reaching out to Nas and collaborating with him to put together the track list to format the double album how it was originally intended in Nas's vision. And the 25th anniversary would have been the perfect time for that. So I'm real pissed off that didn't come to fruition. And the last disappointment I have is all these terrible lists coming out this year. And here's the irony of the whole thing. We're about to do our own list, but a lot of these publications that we go to, that are in the space and, are big voices, they just need to stop. Granted, it comes, it brings engagement and we talk about it on our shows, but they just need to stop making these lists. And hopefully Hip Hop Talks could be one of the media outlets that you come to get a list that's actually real and, the people can get behind. So that's my big disappointment in 2024, these trash lists. Gentlemen, y'all have anything to add?
AG, I'm tired of explaining this to you. I Am's not that good. It doesn't deserve 25th year anniversary consideration. The release of the tracks that would have made I Am the classic that it was supposed to be, that's what you get. First of all,
that's not a double album. That's not a double album.
It's not, but it is the unreleased track. So he did try to satisfy the fans and the fan base.
Now, he didn't have nothing to do with that release. Sony just put that on our own. Yeah, Nas didn't have any input on that.
Man, fuck Sony.
That's what I'm saying.
First of all, fuck Sony.
They should have reached out to Nas to, do the real for real.
Yeah, Sony can kiss my ass. We don't do we know people that fuck them. All right. So now that we've got that out the way, AG, I'm tired of explaining to you that I Am's not that good.
I Am is great. As a matter of fact,
it's not great.
I Am is great.
It's not. It's a good album. It's a good album with some great songs on it. It's just good.
We go get into our Hip Hop Talks rating system. What would you give our Hip Hop Talks rating system when we're talking about I Am? What would you give it, Coop?
It's bare. The only reason that it would get a 4 is because of Nas's Favor for a Favor, Small World. Like there's about 4 or 5 songs on there that are great enough to give it a 4, but the 4 is it, and that's it.
Last time I checked, the 4 means it's a great album. Last time I checked,
4 is not great. 4 is really good. 4 is not great. 4.5 is great. 5 is classic.
So 4.5 is stellar. Like
4. Look, most of the 4 is for Nas's Most of the 4 is for Nas's
Undying Love, Favor for a Favor.
Yeah, man.
Literally,
Ghetto Prisoners.
Ghetto Prisoners isn't any good. Stop putting that song. This song is not good. It's not good. It's fire. No, he should have set the.
Small World is one of Nas's best storytelling songs.
Small World is great. Ghetto Prisoners is not. You want to talk about it's fire? No, he should have set the reel to that song on fire. That song is not good.
Cool, come on, man. Yo.
Ghetto Prisoners is not, it's not a good song. We Will Survive is One Love redone horribly. It's the same cadence, same breath control. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I love We Will Survive.
Even the way
if we didn't have We Will Survive, we wouldn't have the Jay-Z and Nas battle.
Absolutely. Cool. You can appreciate that. You can appreciate that, man.
I can't appreciate those beats.
This is probably your most trash take, Cooper. You got a lot of them.
Those are the beats. Those are the beats that got him labeled a bad beat picker. The beats on that album.
No, that narrative started after it was written when it wasn't produced by the Illmatic producers. People started that back in '96.
It was written's beats are fine.
But that's when that narrative started, though. That's when that narrative started.
Even if that's when the narrative started, this is when the narrative got legs. These beats on here are not good.
No, I don't agree.
But
anyway,
it starts off great. How about this? The first 5 songs: New York State of Mind Part 2, Hate Me Now, Small World, Favor for a Favor. Great start. After that, it
does lose some steam in the middle. It lose some steam. In the middle.
Track 6 to 12 until Nas is like talking about lose steam. That's the bulk of the album. Track 6 to 12. It's like, what the fuck is going on with the God?
You won't see me tonight.
No, he don't need to see that beat ever again from Timbaland. That's what he don't need to see. It's the worst Timbaland beat ever.
Coop might not have been outside of that one.
I was outside. Niggas was playing it at graduation. We went to Myrtle Beach for graduation. It was playing everywhere, and I'd look at niggas while they was in their car bumping. It's like, yo, you need to cut that whack shit off. It's not any good.
All right, so you mean to tell me if we could have had like a double album, 25 or more tracks of Nas's original vision, you wouldn't have wanted that?
Here are the songs on there that are good, as in like should have made the album. New York State of Mind Part 2, Hate Me Now, Small World.
Hate Me Now wasn't one of the original ones for the double.
No, I'm just saying this should have made, like, what I'm saying, like good enough. Favor for a Favor. Money Is My Bitch. Undying Love. Nas is like 7 for 16. World? I said Small World. Okay. Well, I mean 7 for 15. Half the album is great.
You don't like What You Make It with DMX?
That is super underwhelming. That beat is disappointing, and so are their mic performances. Both of them. They should both be ashamed of themselves.
I love the record, but I can get behind this underwhelming for the 2 names that's on the track together.
Think about this. This is DMX's peak too. Even if you don't think this is the peak Nas, that's not a peak DMX verse. When we talk about DMX's best verses, when we bring up this, when we talk about DMX's best features, do we talk about this verse? You want to know why? Because it ain't that good, and neither is the record. Sean just had to leave. That's fine, Sean. Take your ball and go home. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of fighting with y'all. Man.
The way you say y'all, like say y'all, I'm lobbying for I Am. This is Coop. Coop, and you know, Coop got to get at least one bad take off a show. Hey, Coop, you shooting a high percentage with the bad takes. You shooting a high percentage.
No, he's shooting a bad percentage on this album. He went 7 for 15 on this album. It's like 45%. You're supposed to be a 60% shooter.
Nah, I Am is great, man. I don't care.
I Am is great, man. It's I Am is great.
And Money Is My Bitch is a possible, so it's really 6 and a push.
The story of Undying Love.
It's not what it could have been. That's my whole point.
Undying Love is one of my 6.
It's not what it.
Look, Nas is like New York State of Mind Part 2, Favor for a Favor, Small World, Hate Me Now, Undying Love. Those were the 6 bangers.
You won't see me
Money
tonight?
Is My Bitch is a possible.
Don't ask him that, Sean.
You won't see me tonight?
I don't want to see Nas and Timbaland tonight.
Hey, Timbaland boots for girls with the tree stumps, baggy sweatsuits. Let's see what's underneath them. It's for my eyes only. Like, yo, come on, man. Nas is going crazy on there, man.
No, y'all are crazy for liking that record. It's not any good. I don't care.
Rest in peace, Aaliyah, man. Coop disrespectful, man.
No, I don't care. I don't care if Timbaland doing the beat. I love Aaliyah. 1 in a Million is one of my favorite rap albums. 1 in a Million might be the best beat I ever heard. That record, you can keep that. You can keep that.
Cool.
That should have been on the unreleased.
The whole point behind it is I Am is not what it was supposed to be.
Hold on. Is You Won't See Me Tonight better than Fetus? I'm just going off stuff that's on this.
I don't know. You know the answer to that.
Is it better than Project Windows?
No.
Papa Was a Player.
No.
Daydream and Stay Scheming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder.
Sean, we're here.
We
Yeah.
here, AG.
Y'all
Yeah,
need to go over there then. Y'all need to go over there then.
I was in Newport News, Virginia when that joint came out. I needed that song in my life at that time. I needed that.
I'm not done yet.
19.
Cool.
Is it better? No. Is it better than hardest thing to do is stay alive?
Yes.
For me, yeah.
You're bugging. Y'all are bugging. It is not better.
I like the beat better. Hardest thing to do is stay alive. The beat, I'm not a bigger fan of that.
The beat better. The beat is the biggest problem with You Won't See Me Tonight. Is it better than Drunk by Myself?
No.
Is it better than Wanna Play Rough?
About even.
It's a push.
It's not even. The storytelling on Wanna Play Rough is supreme. Is it better than Blaze of 50?
Not even close. No.
Not many of them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all just picked 6 songs that didn't get released. That's better than You Won't See Me Tonight. That's my problem with I Am. There were better songs to choose from. That song.
You're missing the point, Coop. That's what I'm saying. They could have been part of one whole cumulative album.
Or you could have taken stuff like You Won't See Me Tonight off and put Papa Was a Player and Drunk by Myself on.
But if you're in the know, You Won't See Me Tonight wasn't on the double album track list that's floating around. That wasn't one of the songs that made it.
And I'd like to thank the Lord for that. That sounds like a dope track list.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this with you on Sunday, Coop. You're not bringing the Lord into this bad take.
Yo, thank God.
The Lord bumps I Am. Matter of fact, he said I am. You know what I'm saying? So
don't try to make this biblical.
Yeah. I like
moving on.
The only way that this album is good is because the Bible says the last shall be first. This album in last place in his catalog, being there. This is not that good. It's not that good.
Hey, now, if the double album would have came out as intended, then we have an argument about what his first best album is. It's in the conversation with Illmatic, and it was written.
Yes.
The Rumor double album track list, yes.
Yeah,
if you got Fetus and Drunk by Myself and Blaze of 50 and Papa Was a Player, yes.
Okay, were they or were they not supposed to be part of the double album?
When you got You Won't See Me Tonight and Ghetto Prisoners and I Want to Talk to You, no, you keep that. You can keep all 3 of those songs in succession. You can keep We Will Survive too.
What'd you say, Sean?
Get the super chat, please, so we can move on because Coop is getting out of control, man. I can't let him do this.
Sounds not that good. It's a 4. It's a 4. It's good.
Coop, you tripping. I love We Will Survive. To me, We Will Survive is important to me because to me, we haven't heard anyone not named the Lox or Tretch speak about Big and Pac on a record like that. Thank you, Andrew Williams, for the $10 super chat. And unlike Coop, I love the record because it's kind of like a One Love 2.0, you know, in the format. And the Kenny Loggins sample, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, Coop. Hey, Andrew would never. Andrew would be disappointed in you.
Andrew's going to have to be disappointed.
He just texted me and said he's disappointed.
This is wild.
This is wild. Cool.
For you to hate on Kenny Loggins like that is crazy.
These songs aren't that good. Track 6 through 12, you could have kept 6 through 12 on I Am. You could have kept 6 through 12 on I Am.
That's wild. What do you got next for us, Sean?
Man, let's get to the top 20 songs, man. If Coop is okay with that.
No. You mean albums? Are we going to top 20 albums?
Albums of the year. Yeah. If Coop is okay with that.
No. Go. I'm gonna play I Am today. You want to know what? I'm gonna play I Am.
You need to.
Yeah. Apparently I do. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna go listen today.
The first step is admitting it, Coop. Like it's
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm gonna come back with a critical breakdown of I Am. We're gonna talk about it.
Please do. So, fellas, we all did a separate list of the top 20 that we felt was top 20 this year, so far this year. And all of you guys came up with a really good list based on what we've heard so far this year. And what I want to do is I actually took everything you guys sent to me separately and I put it on like a spreadsheet so we can talk about the top 20 before we even narrow it down to our comprehensive top 10. There was a lot of music that came out since January, a lot of carryover. So I want to share this list with everybody who's watching, who's listening. What we did was the 3 of us just came up with our own 20, separate from each other. And we actually going to put it together to try to come up with the top 10 albums for this year. So who want to start? I want to start with you, AG. Can y'all see this list?
Hold on. I can see it now.
Okay.
You had to throw the glasses on.
I can see it now.
So AG,
Yes.
just really quick, because we all got some of us. We actually have some of the same albums on here together. But I want to make sure that it makes sense for those who are listening, those who are watching us as well. I thought that when I saw Coop list this morning, I felt like Coop had a very eclectic list based on what's out there and based on what we heard so far this year. And then I look at yours, AG, and I thought that you and I had like a very similar tone or a different similar palette of songs.
What a shock.
Albums. So cool.
What a surprise.
I'm just saying. But I want us to talk about that a little bit more because, and Coop and AG, I want you guys to kind of talk about it because I'm kind of in the middle on what you guys have. Because Coop, you picked some joints on there that I didn't see coming, to be quite honest with you. But I want to understand why you picked some of those records for this year. So AG, can you kick us off on what was your thought process on the top 20 that you have for your personal self? And I want to kick it to you, Coop, to get your thoughts because you guys are like abstract on both sides of the spectrum right now for me. And I just want to see where you guys are going with your listing.
Yeah, the key word you said was personal. So like for me, I tried to format my list as based on what I keep going back to for my personal taste. You know what I mean? And a lot of albums I thought were really great that dropped. Well, I don't want to say great, but really good that dropped this year. But if it didn't make my list, then I really didn't go back to it much. You know what I mean? It didn't have a whole lot of staying power with me. And as far as joints that just dropped, like say for instance, the Lupe and the Crooked Eye and Jarrell Ortiz, those just came out this past week. But, you know, I've been playing them all weekend. So, you know, those made my list because I was, you know, pretty impressed with what I heard. So, but that was my rubric, if any, on formatting the list. Joints that stayed with me throughout these past 6 months.
Okay. How about you, Coop? Because your list is very, very eclectic, man. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean that respectfully. Like your list is very eclectic based on what you sent to me. So I want to understand where your thoughts were.
I tried to go by the projects that I felt were best put together from beginning to end. That's always my mark when I'm making an album list. So I think, and also too, it is subjective. It's about what stays with you. I picked some albums because I believe the highs outweighed the lows enough to give them the placement that they would. I've kind of like briefly looked at some of y'all's list too, like certain stuff like having the Hit Boy and Alchemist thing on there where that was only 3 songs. So I don't count that.
That was an EP, yeah.
I don't count that. I don't even matter if it's an EP. An EP can make my list, but not a 3-song EP. It got to be a 6. It got to be a 6 or a 7-song EP. And I really tried to move objectively about what I thought the quality project was. I do like the fact that we all have the same album at number 1, which means we don't have to argue about that right now. So we're all in agreement that Rhapsody has album of the year this way halfway into the year.
Yeah.
So AG, when I see you have Ye and Ty Dolla $ign on there, first of all, that album's not good.
Sonically, that album's phenomenal.
I don't agree with that at all.
Saying much lyrically, but the sonics on that album is crazy.
Well, there's not a lot of rapping on there by Kanye, and so in order for it to be a rap album, I'm going to need the rapper to actually, you know, rap, which he didn't do.
Yeah,
so
I don't think it has enough to crack our top 10 cumulatively, but like I said, this was my personal taste of the year of joints that stuck with me. And then the Hit Boy Alchemist joint, I agree with you on that because I struggled with putting that on there, but I ran that back for a while. But if I didn't have that on there, one that I would put in its place is the Vince Staples because it didn't make my list, but I would put that in its place.
I'm a little surprised if Vince didn't make your list. I think this might have been Vince's best album. I tried
if I kept the Hit Boy, then it would.
I tried to make a list that was reflective of, well, how good is this album in the artist catalog too? That did affect my train of thought. So when I look at Lupe Samurai and Vince Staples' Dark Times and Gunna's One of One, I'm like, well, this isn't the best thing that they've done, but it's top 3 or 4 in terms of what they've done. And in a year like this, that kind of carried with me and stayed with me. Like the Gunna album has some really, really big moments on it. First of all, the production on the Gunna album is phenomenal.
I love the Gunna.
I do too.
The Gunna album's hard.
Real quick, not to backtrack, but just to understand your plight. That's kind of your problem with I Am, because you mentioned both that, you know, the good parts outweigh the bad parts, and that's what you did for your rubric. But you also related that with the artist's own individual work. So the highs on I Am are very heavy and outweigh the bad, but in relation to Nas's other works, it's not up to snuff. It's not stacking up.
Right.
So that's your problem. So yeah, I'm just understanding your plight. You know,
like how about this? Lyrically, Nas is the only song on I Am that's even it was written or Illmatic caliber. Is that fair? Now I know that bar is extremely high, but when you only have one song that lyrically is on par with the previous two projects, yeah, knocking you down a couple notches.
The storytelling on Undying Love and Small World is very, it was written as, you know, I think, but
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I
New
agree.
York State of Mind too. Those four, you know.
I think his storytelling is the best part of his game, even more so than lyrically. So he's never really given us a story that wasn't worth listening to. So he's our best storyteller in a lot of ways too. So, but
yeah, that wasn't the backtrack. I was just like understanding your plight, because when you said that I had an epiphany. So that makes more sense with, you know, what you were meaning about I Am.
Yeah. No. Totally with that. Some of this stuff I was really impressed by. Like I was super impressed by Lupe's album. I mean, I know people who know the history know that, well, he's not my biggest fan and I'm not his biggest fan.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He's an arrogant. I hope he
No, I'm okay with that.
I hope he's arrogant. I Am take after this.
He's arrogant and he's got a very big ego. And I know what it's like to have both of those things. So I understand.
It's like looking in the mirror, isn't it, cool?
It can be. The only difference is that when we were having a back and forth,
that's usually alike don't like each other at all. Like,
I don't like him at all.
Can't stand
I don't like him at all. I think he's brilliant. I think that he's brilliant.
Yeah,
I do. Like, let's never take that away. I think he's brilliant and has a lyricist. He's as upper echelon gets. It's like when I think of lyrics and lyricism, my train of thought goes to Rakim, Black Thought, and Nas. But you could couple him in that group, and I would have no problem with that. But I do think he's arrogant, and I do think he's an asshole, and I actually know what those things are like. And so we're probably not going to get along. But he did also delete tweets and try to make it seem like he threw me the fade. And that was my problem with it. It's like, oh, no, don't say that I caught a fade when you're the one out here deleting tweets, my G, when we going back and forth. Stand on your word. Yeah. Oh, and I still have those tweets deleted in my phone because I had a feeling when he said the things that he was going to say, I was like, no, I'm taking a picture of that because I got you. And I got you in your feelings.
Well,
and
instead of going down that route.
And he better, I'm not done, and he better not ever say anything to me again, because if he does, I'm gonna put those tweets up. You know what you said. He went from Lupe to Jay-Z really quick, had him all in his feelings and switching his speed up. You didn't throw me no fade. I had you in your feelings. You can keep all my tweets. All my tweets are still up on his thread on his Twitter page. He out here deleting shit out here in the streets. But that doesn't change the fact that he just made a really dope project. And to speak to the really dope project, I realized that his stuff that I gravitated towards most, which was the first two albums, and I've enjoyed this album. I enjoyed listening to this album more than I have Drill Music in Zion, Drogas Wave. What's the other one, AG, before that? Test 2 and Youth. I know where he is lyrically. I enjoyed listening to this album more than the other three. And I realized it could be because his man Chill's back in the fold. Because Chill was around for the first couple, and now he's back out, and he's around for this one. And so, not that he dumbs it down on this album, but these lyrics are high level, but still more digestible. And that matters.
Well, let's speak to the brilliance of that real quick, because Lupe is a conceptual artist, and I listened to it surface level the first time, but then I had to tap back in once I learned what the concept was. And for our viewership that doesn't know, this is a concept album from the perspective of Amy Winehouse, right? So she, there was a documentary on Amy, I think it was in 2015, and Lupe watched that, and it's a small segment of that documentary that had voicemails to her producer where she was just talking about her writing process, and she was like, I'm writing these little, you know, what you would consider in the vein of battle raps and kind of like on a Wu-Tang style, you know, like I'm chopping heads off like a samurai type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And she was going that route, and she was just telling her producer what type of time she was on, right? And Lupe tried to reimagine that, like, what would it sound like if Amy Winehouse was making battle raps from her perspective? And I think that's pretty brilliant.
That producer would be Salaam Remi, who produced Godson and helped produce the score for the Fugees.
And produce her Back to Black album. So, yeah.
Which is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely. So. Because we talked about that when we went over the Apple Music list. Yeah. So, that I think that concept, and that's just so abstract to just take that one little thing and then make a whole album based off that. But that's who Lupe is, you know?
That's what he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this again. Erykah Badu has this quote from Mama's Gun, which I think is her best album. What good do your words do if they don't understand you? Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Lupe when he's doing all that high gravity, define. Like it's like Famby trying to teach calculus to fifth graders. It's not going to work.
Yeah, something about the music has to grab the listener out the gate. Your ears have to. Everybody's first listen, I would assume your ears are surface level, but with Lupe, you got to dig a little bit deeper, you know, with what he's talking about. So, you know, the music has to grab you initially.
I always go back to Take It in Blood when I talk about high level rhyming, but still digestible.
Best lyric display on a song ever, in my opinion.
I never brag how real I keep it, because it's the best secret.
Yeah.
I rock a vest, prestigious, Cuban link flooded Jesus. In the Lex watching Kathy Lee and Regis. My actions are one with the seasons. A tech squeezing, executioner. Wintertime I rock a fur. Mega popular, center of attraction, climaxing. You understand everything he's saying, even though it's at a high level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It has to be understood. This album is more understood than most of his projects. And much like every other rapper, even though he's special lyrically, it resonates more when people understand you. It just does. Mm-hmm. People have to understand you. And so I was super impressed by the fact that he got off into his understanding bag, as in he made sure that people understood what he was saying and where he was coming from on this project. And when an artist of his caliber lyrically does that, I find that to be their best work, because that's the hardest thing to do. That's why I'm such a big fan of The Cool. I've told you the
best work, in my opinion.
Me too. The Cool is Midnight Marauders level to me.
That's fair.
So this isn't The Cool. It's not Food and Liquor.
Mm-hmm. Nah.
But I could see, and I need to give it some more listens. No, I could see this being third or fourth in his catalog of 9 albums.
That's fair.
And he better not ever try to come smoke me again, or I'm gonna make him delete some more tweets. Go ahead. And shout out to Lupe for teaching these white people at MIT that don't know shit about hip hop. They don't know anything. They need help. They need help.
Hey, that's the future. That's going to be writing the next set of lists.
They need help.
So you know.
They need help.
Yeah,
they know all of Eminem's rhymes. They don't know shit about Rakim. They need Lupe.
So let's get into the top 10 then, because you guys talked about Lupe extensively. I don't really have a lot to share with you guys haven't already shared. Me listening to it.
No. You're not getting off scot-free. What was your criteria for your list, sir?
My criteria is what grabs me, pulls. Like what pulls me in and keeps me there. That's crazy. That sounds crazy. Because here's the thing. That did sound crazy. I'm not going front.
Crazy.
The Lupe album is, to me, it didn't keep me there. I'm being honest with you. It didn't keep me there. I wanted to be entertained a little bit. I wanted to be able, that did sound crazy. I'm starting to rethink in my head what I just said. Oh,
I
damn, that
just
sounds
want you
crazy.
to understand we're not gonna get sponsorship this way.
We can edit that. We just got a crazy sponsorship from somebody. I'm not gonna say who it was.
We did. We really did.
They probably been listening to you talk. They probably been listening to you talk.
They can appreciate that. But
Man.
I texted. I'm not going to say what I texted yesterday, but on camera. But I listened to that Meg album, and I have it at number 20.
Did you like the Meg album?
Yo, look,
he liked it.
Full disclosure, I'm not going to say I like it, I love it. I'm not going to say all of that. I'm going to say that it's okay. That Meg album has some bangers on there. I'm not going to front.
Listening to Meg while you cut grass is nasty work, bro.
Chill out, bro. That was, yo, man, yo. That was off the radar. What are we doing? All right, so listen, I was cutting grass yesterday, or day before yesterday, listening to the Meg album. And I was like, yo, but she's talking crazy right now. It kind of put me in a mood. I'm not going front. It kind of put me on the mood.
Sean, I'm gonna defend you on this. Actually, when you're cutting the grass, listening to rap albums is some of the best time to dissect because you don't have anything to do. Right. Other than just make sure the lines line up on your lawn. It's actually like I've listened to some. I've listened to it and reviewed a lot of rap albums cutting the grass.
That's where I was going with it. I'm like, I want to cut some grass and listen to the music, really dissect everything I'm listening to and process it. And the album wasn't bad. It's not great. It's not good. It's not a bad album. But I say that to say, with my list, my train of thought was what was entertaining to me.
Can you put your list back up? Can we put the list back up?
Do we have to? Because AG trying to AG throw me out there.
I'm not saying nothing else, bro. I'm gonna keep it quiet.
I would never forgive you for this, AG. I'm not telling you nothing else again. I'm not telling you anything.
Nothing in confidence.
You got Dave East on here?
Yes.
Twice. You got Dave on here twice, bro.
Yeah.
You got the Crooked and Joel on there?
It's top tier.
I'm a big Slaughterhouse fan. I got Crooked and Joel on here too.
Yes, top tier.
That's my rapidy rap placement on my list.
Yes, they went crazy on there.
Lupe is my rapidy rap placement. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Neither one of y'all had Mock Hommy's album on there?
No.
Y'all are bugging.
No.
Y'all are bugging.
No.
Have y'all listened to the Mock?
Yeah, I just never went back to it. It just never,
Y'all tripping.
Never called me to go back to it.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be his best project.
Maybe, but it didn't move me like that.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
It was dope, but it just I haven't gone back to it yet.
No.
Hold on, y'all got stuff like a 3-track EP, AG.
Nah, you can omit that. You can omit that. Yeah, I'm not mad at omitting the Hit Boy and Alchemist, but like I said, if I take that off my list, my hobby still not getting in. I'm putting Vince there.
I definitely put Vince there.
I thought the Vince was a top 10 rap album. That might be the best album I've heard from Vince.
I think
that's fair.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So
are y'all not Vince fans?
I like Vince.
I like him as a personality more than I do an artist. I tap into all his interviews. Like Vince is a funny cat.
Unpack that a little further for me, AG, when you say that.
Like Vince is somebody, when you watch all his interview, he's a funny cat and without trying to be funny, but in that comedy, he'll say a lot of profound stuff that makes you really think, you know what I mean? But as an artist, I mess with Vince, I rock with him, but that track, if I take off that album, if I take off the Hit Boy, that would make my top 20, top 10 would be a push for me though.
Yeah. So,
and the West is heavily represented on all three of our lists, to be honest. The West got good. This year has been a big movement for the West. Like Kendrick doesn't even have an album. He has The Battle. But if you look at the album placements we have, the West is being represented very well.
Very.
I listened to the Joel and Crooked once. Maybe I need to go listen again.
It's cool. It's that.
They're barring up.
It's there. It's there. The content.
They got bars. I ain't worried about the bars. I'm gonna go listen again.
The content to me is what got me on Tapestry, to be quite honest. It's the content, because They're talking about being fathers. They're talking about being in the game for so long. They're talking about, think about the last project that they had, the Slaughterhouse joint. Slaughterhouse is there. I think that was the name of it when it was kind of going at Joe a little bit.
That was too hyper focused on the demise of the group.
Big facts. They didn't go that route. This was more of like, okay, we moved on from that, but here's where we are right now. Because this is what I think this is their last album that they're going to do together.
Right.
Crooked I and Joel. But it was like a lot of reflection on this album that I really understood and I did. Because you got someone like Crooked I, to me, is still really a dope MC. Joel has been a dope MC for years, and we don't talk about it enough. He was probably next up at one point. When he first came out, he was projected to be next up. And things just didn't go his way, album releases, things of that nature. He just didn't, we weren't able to hit that. I guess he hit the ceiling too fast and they have that breakthrough, right? But here, he's talking about all of that. He's talking about family stuff. He's talking about the hip hop. He's talking about religion. He's talking about everything. And I just think that because they cover a lot of ground in this album, to me, when I think about an album, I'm thinking about how much ground are you covering?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to keep me? Okay, I'm going to go back to this joint to hear what you just said. They're covering a lot of ground on this album. It doesn't sound like it's just an isolated album.
I'm gonna go give it another listen. You want to hear a quick story? So my weed man in Cali grew up with Crooked I. He was actually trying to put me and Crook together when I used to rap, actually. Like when he heard my bars and heard how I rapped and shit, he's like, yeah. He's like, you and Crook should get down together. But my weed man in Cali grew up with Crooked I and was like trying to put us together. I just moved before like the move happened.
That's dope.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know what he's still doing now. I ain't gonna put him out on the blast. But yeah, my Cali, my LA weed connect was like came up with Crooked and like used to be with Crook.
Mm-hmm.
Like before this is before Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, Crook seemed like good peoples too,
Yeah.
If the people that my guy brought me around are any indication of how Crook is, yeah, he's good people because all the people that guy introduced me to was all solid. But they LA niggas. LA niggas is different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like they don't fuck around with you at all. Like they be cool with you 1 second to be like, but look, if you do this, we gonna have problems.
Yeah. No, trust me, I get that. But the beats were dope on Tapestry. I just felt like it was a very good listening album from top to bottom. Honestly.
So here's the thing. How about this? Like, and I just have to be honest. I like Joel Ortiz, but I don't know who he is. And that's what I mean is it's like the bars are there, but I never feel connected to him when he raps. I don't.
And that's not for a lack of him putting it in the music though. Like how when Slaughterhouse was active as a full group, how much were you tapped into that movement? Like mixtapes and albums. Like if you tapped into them, with their mixtapes and albums, like one of their best joints on the mixtapes was Truth or Truth. And that joint is crazy. And they all do deep dives on, personal stuff and and Joel, I mean, it's all in the music. It's all there. You know what I'm saying? So he does put it in the music.
No. I'm not talking about the content. His content is there. He has the capability to speak about his personal and real life situations. It just doesn't register for me for some reason. When it
I got you.
Doesn't connect. Let me ask you this, Coop, or even you, AG, as well. What would be the top 5 components that you would see? Because I Coop said that twice already today, that he just don't know them. What would be one of the big things that you would see as far as an artist that you're looking for?
Okay, so there's a difference between talking about your circumstances and visually describing your circumstances.
Okay.
So when Big is on Everyday Struggle, it's like, no, I can see him hold up in his room after a long day when he says the crack smoke make my brain feel so strange. Like when he provides that imagery, it's like, no, I can see him in a 2-bedroom apartment in Bed-Stuy, daughter's asleep in the other room, baby mama has stopped tripping for the night, and he's in the other room stressed like, I'm about to hit this shit right quick. I can see that.
So
I need to see that visual imagery. So it's the visual imagery part of it in terms of how you write it as an artist that helps me connect. Like the first time that we all heard Nas, pick the Mac up, Toe Brothers back up, the Mac spit, lead was hitting niggas, one ran, I made him back flip. So now I'm chilling in the hall. What you know what I'm saying? Like when he's saying that, it's like no, I can see those corners. I can see that hallway.
Yeah.
He don't have to talk to me about what he's personally going through. I can see the imagery of what he's going through. It's like, oh no, it's wild in this neighborhood. You might have to run into this hallway for safety.
Right.
And it was full of children, probably couldn't see as high as I be.
Yeah.
Is that vocal inflection? Is that the energy around what he's saying? Is that the conviction on what he's saying?
I was going to say voice and conviction come across, not just the details. It's the way that you supply the details. We all from the hood. Everybody got to struggle. Is how you it is literally the verbiage that you use and how it connects.
Right,
you know,
right. That makes
like when you hear, and sometimes it's the simple parts. Like go back to Big on Everyday Struggle. At the end of the song, he goes, and that's just how it is in the struggle, motherfucker. And you're like, yeah, it is.
I see.
Got you.
It's the detail.
It's the nuance. It's those moments where it's like, oh no, I hear his angst as he's ending this record. It's like Jay on Politics as Usual. I was like, oh shit, this really one hustling ass nigga. Ain't no stopping the champagne from dropping, the draws from dropping, the law from watching. When he goes, I hate him, you can hear the hate. It's like, oh no, he really got a problem with the police. They really watching this motherfucker. This nigga going to jail. You can't be talking about this on a record.
That makes sense. That's what you're saying.
But with an artist, they have to cover that full scope. You had already alluded to it when Cooper, when you spoke about Illmatic and stuff, because I had been to New York as a kid, but listening to Illmatic in New York State of Mind made me feel like I was from New York, because visually it could take you there, and it's a difference. But rappers are going to talk about, if you're the everyday man, rappers are going to talk about a lot of stuff that we'll never see, touch, or partake in, but we still got to be able to relate in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get too big and above the fray and, billionaire talk, sometimes it may seem out of touch. We aspire to be that, and we like that kind of talk, but we want you to bring it back full circle. And for lack of a better term, Paul, is like, Sean, like pull us back in. And the way you pull us back in is with relatability. For me personally, Sean, you said this about the Crooked Eye and Jarrell Ortiz, about they're talking about being fathers and things of that nature that we could relate to. Like, my favorite thing as a fan is to be able to grow up and relate to your favorite artist. Nas has been my favorite rapper since I was 13 years old, but I'm thankful that Nas present day can still make content that I can get behind, like the songs like Daughters or, Brunch on Sundays or things like that me, myself, being a 43-year-old man, is in my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? I can relate to these things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I look for in the artist. Like, how do they, grasp you? And even if they go beyond things that you can relate to, do they circle back to that? And can you relate to them and grow with them as an artist? Because we grow and mature as fans. You don't want to leave our favorite artist behind, because you've matured and changed, but their content never changed and matured. So that's what I look for.
I like that.
I always use Ice Cube's Good Day as a good barometer. Don't you feel like you riding around Cali with Ice Cube on a good day? Like, don't you feel like you got a Uzi on you and some Chuck Taylors on? Like, that's how I feel when I listen to a good day. I feel like I got a Uzi on me and some Chuck Taylor. No barking from the dog, no smog. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call from a girl I want to dig out. Hooked it up the later, and I hit the door, thinking, will I live another 24? I gotta go because I got me a drop top, and if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop. He puts you in Cali with him. You're riding around Cali with Ice Cube.
You want to know what's crazy? I feel like Good Day and Will Smith's Summertime are in the same vein, but Ice Cube is just the what I'm saying, the gangster version. You know what I'm saying?
Same song. Yep. You just got a gangster. You got a gangster telling you the song versus a storyteller telling you the song. I mean, Ice Cube's a storyteller too, just a gangster ass storyteller.
Right.
Will Smith is just a Black experience storyteller. That would be a good way of putting it. One is talking about just the Black experience in Philly. One is talking about how this gang shit worked in fucking LA while he's still riding around. You know what I'm saying? No helicopter looking for the murder. 2 in the morning, got the fat burger.
Yep.
Like, I didn't even know what fat burger was.
Yeah,
But I knew it was some Cali shit.
Right. That's why I wanted to get a fat burger when I got to Cali. When I finally got the courage to go to Cali, Cali had me scared back in 95, 96. I'm not going to lie.
It's not a game. It's not a game.
Not a game. I was not.
It's not a game out there.
I was forced to go there for the military. I was like, yo, do not send me to Cali. Dude, I don't want to go nowhere close to that area.
The niggas different. They'll trip on you real quick.
AG, can you get the 2 super chats? We got 2 super chats out there real quick.
Oh yeah, can you pull them up on the screen? There you go. Shout out to LP, man. With the $2 super chat, he said, "No Cole talk is crazy. Laugh out loud. Y'all feel bad for him." Actually, I have Cole on my list. I had him ranked at number 8. Yeah, we all 3 had Cole, I believe.
Yeah, he was like 12. He was like 11 or 12 on my list.
Yeah, we still got Cole in there.
Yeah, Andrew Williams with the $5 super chat. Shout out to Andrew. Coop, I just think that it's hard for you to take I Am as it is because it didn't come out like it was supposed to, but compared to other people average albums, that's true. But we've already beat that dead horse. But on the
got 10 albums better than I Am. He's got 10 albums better than I Am at this
that's
stage.
Fair. On the J. Cole thing, I think because it had been a while since I went back to that project. But when I revisited this weekend, knowing that we was going to do this show, just listen to it while I was doing some stuff around the house. It's a really good project, man. It's one of his best projects, I think. But it was just tainted by everything that went on.
It's one of his best projects, as in like what? Top what?
I like it better than the off season. Okay. Slightly. I would put it first, second, about 4th.
I don't know if it's better than the off season in the end.
I like it better.
I don't have it there.
I can't put you in the top 10 when you just did what you did. I refuse.
It's not. It's definitely not Forest Hills Drive. It's definitely not Born Center. I think it's definitely better than KOD. I'm not a big fan of KOD. It's better. It's more enjoyable than For Your Eyes Only, even though that was, conceptually brilliant.
See, that's my problem with that project. I don't know if it's better than his 3rd, 4th, or 5th best project.
With Mike Elite later?
Yeah, but that would be my problem with him. So, I mean, so you're with me, Forest Hills Drive, Born Center?
Yeah.
Then Friday Night Lights?
I'm not counting mixtapes.
Is this not like a mixtape though?
Are you counting Section 80 from Kendrick?
One's on.
No, we're not doing that.
Which one's on DSPs and which one's not? Section 80 is actually Kendrick's first release, man. So that is what it is. That's his first album.
This is wild.
Now I don't count Overly Dedicated in Kendrick's discography like that. I don't count Overly Dedicated.
Overly Dedicated more than I like Section 80, actually.
That's a wild take. That's a wild take.
It's not a wild take. It's not that wild.
Hey, you get the super chat.
That's wild. Shout out Deuce Falco with $10 holler. Marshall and Broaches, Bodie James, and Lupe Fiasco. Great weekend for music. Facts, man. Marsha, man. If Marsha could be on my list, she might be number top 3. But fortunately, that's not hip hop. So, but Dre did his thing on that album.
Album's great.
It's very, very great. Very great.
Might be the best R&B album this year.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think it is. But hold on. Back to this J. Cole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, might delete later for me. Is it better than KOD or the off season? I don't know. I don't think so, though. I'm not a big KOD fan either. But how about this? Isn't Neighbors on KOD?
That's on For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, For Your Eyes Only. Is that For Your Eyes Only?
Mm-hmm.
For Your Eyes Only is better than this. So
conceptually is great. That would be the only one that I would argue. So that would be 3rd for me. I would put it 4th because the Sideline Story, his debut, going back to it, I don't like it as much. Better. I don't think Sideline Story is better. He was more rough around the edges as a rapper back then. But I love the concept of For Your Eyes Only, so I put that 3rd for me.
Okay. So, but you think this is better than the off season in KOD? I don't know about that.
It's definitely for me. It's definitely better than KOD. Slightly better than the off season because I really enjoyed the off season. I'm going to go with slightly.
I don't think it's better than the off season. It might be better than KOD, but what I'm not interested in is a guy who sounds like he might be the best rapper walking around, making the 4th, 5th, or 6th best album of his career. No, I'm not accepting it anymore. I'm not accepting any more 4s from him. You understand? No more 4s for you. No more 4s. No. Give me a 5. Give me a 5.
Needs to be a 5. But what I will say this,
you've been rapping at a 5 level.
You know, I wasn't with the apology, but if you take the whole 7-minute drill off of Might Delete Later, it's actually a better listen, because in real time when that dropped, the production on the 7-minute drill, the first half was kind of like, you know, like a shock to your system because it didn't really fit the rest of the project. You know what I mean?
Listen, the way that he is, I listened to Johnny P's Caddy the other day for the first time in like a year. Do you understand? When he raps like that, that's GOAT talk. That's not even GOAT for this era talk. His bar level, when he bars up, is GOAT talk.
Yeah.
Not top 3 for this era. It's GOAT talk.
Well, now he done put himself in a position where he can't talk that heavy anymore. He can't talk heavy anymore.
No.
I don't want no 4.5s. I don't want no 4s. No more 3.5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Because we love that braggadocio rap. He can't really come from that angle no more.
He can't.
AG, Nas is your favorite rapper, my favorite rapper, and Sean's favorite rapper. We all think that he's the greatest rapper of all time. He rarely, during the course of his career, brags when he rhymes.
But he said, I rarely kick the bragging raps. That's what he said himself.
That's why I hardly kick the bragging raps. To each his own. I zoned in this ghetto
habitat. Yeah,
he hasn't really bragged like that on the mic, like braggadocious.
But when he does,
no. Braggadocious rap from him is halftime. Yeah. Atlanta ain't braver. I pull a number like a pager because I'm an ace when I face the bait. That's 91. That's Nasty Nas. That's not even Nas. It's Nasty Nas. Nasty Nas is a braggadocious rapper. The guy that we've got in for these albums doesn't brag when he raps. You don't have to brag when you rap to be the best. Because we got evidence. The guy we got at number 1 doesn't brag when he raps.
No, he got back in that bag. 4016 building. You know, like he's going there. He's taking it there.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying though. It took him his whole career to start bragging again. He didn't start bragging until he had amassed a career that gave him GOAT consideration. So he's got 4016 building. He's got Store Run. He's got Slow It Down. Is he braggadocious on these records? He is. You want to know where it's coming from? It's coming from a place of having earned the right to talk that way.
And he got that young boy energy with Hit Boy around him, because the Hit Boy probably like, yo, talk your ish, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? You that guy.
I've been saying,
right.
talk
he's so flashy. He's sprinkled throughout his career. You know, I'm not a turner. You know what I mean? I'm not, he puts stuff in there. Yeah.
He'll sprinkle in a little brag, like, you know what I mean? These niggas don't even see or notice and they be biting Nas shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll say little shit, but he doesn't kick a bragging rap verse.
Right. If
you won't find a verse for him, even on 4016, he just starts off bragging. I got so many kids in the game, it's like a gender revealing. I got that feeling like Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling. The brag is over after the first bar.
He circles back to it. If you don't say that I'm the GOAT, that's just silly behavior. You know what I mean? He comes back to it.
He tapped you lightly.
Yeah.
Yo, AG, get this one.
Pause.
That's wild, Sean. Shout out LP, man, with the $5 super chat.
Album, man. It's the Meg album.
LP said those mixtapes from the blog era are full albums. They had all original music, but they weren't signed, so had to drop his tapes. Those should count. To me, it's a kind of a blurred area, because it's a gray area because they're not on DSPs. You know what I mean? So I'm not counting it towards their official discography. Now Drake, he paid the money to get so far going on DSP, so I feel like I can count that, towards his discography.
That's a money thing, though. That's what I mean. That's a money thing. That's not.
Well, it ain't like Cole ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? He can get, if you know what I'm saying, Friday Night Lights put on DSPs. Deuce Falco with the $10 super chat. We already read this one, Sean. That's the one he did earlier, but shout out to Deuce Falco for that. So let's format this list, fellas.
Let's get it.
So Rhapsody's number 1. We're clear.
We got that.
Hands down. Most complete album. Most complete album.
Easily.
Yep.
Okay, so here's how I look at it. What's the next album that makes our top fives collectively?
Did we all have the Big Hit and Hit Boy and Alchemist Black and Whites on there?
We do. I love that album. I'm not gonna lie, I love that album.
That album's great. I do think Paisley Dreams with Game is better because Game brings another tier of rapping level.
He does.
So I put Paisley Dreams over it. Did we all three have Paisley Dreams?
You know what? The Big Hit and Hit album I didn't put on my top 20, but I probably should. When I'm looking at my album list, it's probably better than my 15 through 20. So that would be my misstep. Okay. But Paisley Dreams is better because Game is rapping his ass off on there. And man, those beats are stellar. Those beats are stellar on Paisley Dreams.
And then they made that whole album in one night. Crazy.
Yes. Crazy.
Hold on. So I got Paisley Dreams. Hold on. So tell me. So let's go through our top five. I got Please Don't Cry by Rhapsody, which we all have.
Okay.
I got Rich Ass Haitian by Malcolm at number 2.
Okay.
Y'all are fucking bugging. I got Richmond Hill by Master Ace and Marco Polo at number 3.
Okay.
I got Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q.
Stellar album.
At number 4. And I got More Suede, BS 2.5 by I Am God at number 5.
That was my number 2.
Okay. So you got I Am God in your top 5?
Number 2, yeah.
What about you, Sean?
I got him at number 8.
I think that might be our number 2 then. Is that the closest one that we have? Is that because if me and AG both have that album in the top 5, because do y'all have, is there an album that y'all have in y'all's top 5? Like, do y'all have the Big Hit and Hit album to get together in y'all's top 5?
I have Blacks and Whites at my number 3.
I have it at my number. I have it at 5, and I have Paisley Dreams at 4.
Okay, I got Paisley Dreams at 6. So 6 and 4.
I have it at 2.
But you got what at 2?
Paisley Dreams.
So if I got Paisley Dreams at 6, you got it at 4, and you got it at 2. That's our number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can go with that. It's either
that shit fire. I can't front. Even when I was listening to, I can't even front. Even when I was listening to these other albums, the only reason I even have Paisley Dreams at number 6 is because it's not the full-length player that these other albums are, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I mean, I can't even argue More Suede being at number 2, honestly.
So we can go More Suede at number 2, Paisley Dreams at 3, and Blacks and Whites at 4. Y'all want to do that?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. So we're going More Suede at 2. Hold on. No. I mean, we're going Game and Big Hit and Hit at 2. Paisley Dreams, right?
For me personally, I would put Bloodstained Suede 2.5 over the Paisley Dreams.
I think it has more legs.
Personally, I put those are my 5 and 6. So I do think I Am God's Bloodstained Suede 2.5 is better, More Suede. I think it's better than Paisley Dreams.
All right, let's put that at 2.
Let's go 2.
Paisley Dreams is
shout out to I Am God. I Am God has our number 2 ranked album halfway into the year.
No doubt. And that's no glazing. Dude put in the work. You know what I'm saying? He put out the quality project for real.
Absolutely.
No, I play More Suede all the time. I'm not just talking that shit. I literally played it.
To me, it has more legs.
Yeah, I played it barely made your criteria because it's 7 tracks. So it you know what I'm saying, barely made it.
I literally played it while I was at work on Friday. Like I was like, I need to hear that I Am God again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number 4, we can go with the Blacks and Whites.
So I don't know if I agree with Blacks and Whites being that high.
All right, let's see let's put Paisley Dreams at 3 and see what else we got in common.
Okay.
Do y'all want to eliminate joints that are not going to make it, just process of elimination? Make it easier?
Put the list back up.
Put the list back up. All right.
What do you think about the Master Ace? I Am God's in the chat. Nah, fam, you don't owe us anything. You out here earning your fucking keep, my G. That album is like that. Like I know, like I don't just play shit to be playing shit like over and over again. It's like no, the album like that.
me and Sean don't have the Master Ace on our list.
It didn't make y'all album at all. Have y'all heard Richmond?
I'm being honest. That's the overstep on my part because that album is dope. I had it on my original list. Then I started listening to some other stuff and dropped it. But that's a miss on my part. It should be
like I had tapped in but didn't go back to it.
Yeah.
I think y'all need to tap in on that because I'm not comfortable. Like, I'm not saying it has to make the top 5, but I'm not comfortable with that album not making the top 10. There aren't 10 better rap albums than that this year.
No, it's a dope album.
It got great reviews, actually. It got really good reviews.
It's a great album. The production, when I go back and listen to it, I went back and listened to it today. The production from Marco Polo can get like a little touch and go on the second half of the album, but Master Ace is stunting on here. It might be his second best album next to Sitting on Chrome.
No doubt.
It's definitely a possible for our top 10. So we'll leave that out there.
Y'all don't have Mock Homie on here. What about Schoolboy? Where y'all got Schoolboy at? I
got Schoolboy at 12, but once I submitted my list, I was like, I might will put Schoolboy a little bit higher because I really love that Blue Lips album.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with Blue Lips is the shit that he's made before, because the shit that he's made before is better, in my opinion.
Yeah, but this is a return to form, but updating, the sound a little bit. I think, it was a nice, update of his formula. So I definitely rock with that. So that's a possible for our top 10. Coop, you mentioned that you wasn't really with Vultures being on the list of top 10. The reason why I made mine because of the sonics more so than what was being said on the tracks. It's just like the soundscapes of it, playing it in the whip, the beats is crazy. But
no, I agree with that. I think Carnival's a song of the year contender. I just don't think it's a rap album.
Yeah, if Not Like Us or Like That didn't exist, then Carnival is definitely in the conversation for a song of the year. What do you say, Sean? Do we eliminate Vultures from the top 10 contention?
I'm okay with that. They got the top 10.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable eliminating J. Cole from top 10 contention just because of what he did. I think the quality of the album's there enough that he can get in the bottom of the 10.
No.
What say you, Sean?
I'm not. No.
I got it right on outside, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Just outside of the 10.
He going outside for not going outside. You outside for not going outside. You outside for not going outside. Sit your ass down somewhere. Wow. You better be making that.
He actually was outside, but he apologized.
No. He was on a bike.
No. I'm tired of these fours.
He was at the beach too. He's outside, right?
I'm tired of these fours from him. 5. 5.
Yo, the Dog Pound. I think the Dog Pound needs to be high.
I was about to say that. Dog Pound.
The Dog Pound were my number 11, so I'm cool with them having top 10 consideration. Because it was like, how about this? I was deciding between the Gunna and the Dog Pound for my 10 and 11, and I picked ATL over Cali.
They both need to be there. They both need to be there.
Okay, so
Gunna needs to be there too.
But is either one of those albums top 5? Because I don't know if either one of those is top 5 though.
No. I'm just trying to format our 10, then we can order from there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so right now, hold on. So right now we got Rhapsody, Please Don't Cry. We got More Suede, BS2 2.5, I Am God, Paisley Green's Game and Big Hit. That's where we're at right now, right?
Yep.
So you're telling me that tentatively right now that the Gunna and the Dog Pound are top 10?
Yeah.
It's an argument for right now.
And Schoolboy. I think he's top 10 consideration.
I think the Schoolboy made my top 5. So,
and none of us have brought up Future and Metro. The first installment of We Don't Trust You. That joint was hard. Like
I have so in order, I have the Gunner at 10, Dog Pound at 11, and Future and Metro at 12, and then I got Cole at 13. Cole's not making it in.
I don't know, Cool.
I think it's too. I think it's too young to really put it in the bottom of the list. I said the bottom of the list, bro. Don't do it.
Oh, too long, man. You was like, like a pregnant.
Too young to put it in. Too young to put it in.
And you said
listen
it.
Here. Listen here.
I'm hoping you weren't looking at
when we get the syndication. You guys just can't continue to talk about this.
Yo, y'all are wild, bro. That's crazy.
Too young to put it in.
That's crazy. Wild. Like, yo, I'd like my last comment stricken from the record.
Yo,
You're trying to get all of us indicted.
straight up.
But nah, I think
What's happening to Diddy?
that album, it's too complex, and even though you said Coop, it has the ability to really connect with the fans. I think that it just came out 2 days ago. I think it's early to put it in the top 10 list without diving into it a little bit more.
Hold on, which one you talking about?
The Lupe album.
Lupe.
Yeah.
We're keeping Lupe out of the top 10 because you think it's too much too soon.
Yes.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about Benny? What do y'all think about Everybody Can't Go?
I was about to ask you. You took a picture with Benny, so I don't want to step on any relationship there. But I think it has to be in top. I think it's in the top 10. But
I do too.
I think it's towards the bottom. I think it's towards the bottom.
I have him at 7.
I agree.
Okay.
Here's my thing about the Benny. He set realistic. It's kind of his fault with the expectations he set for it. But if you remove yourself away from that and listen to the album, it's real stellar and it has more range. Like I got Ransom on my list. I got Bodie on my list. I got Conway on my list. I got Rock Marcy on my list. I love all those albums, but the Benny shows a little bit more range than all those albums.
The production's better. Hit Boy and Alchemist did the whole album. The production on that album is phenomenal.
And this is really speaking to Hit Boy's greatness, how much placement he's getting on our list, like production wise. So
yeah.
Well, I don't. Hey, there's been this guy that's been in this pod space, and for about 2+ years now, he's been saying Hit Boy is the best producer in rap, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Nas is rapping over the beats. I hope everybody is on the same page as the shit that I've been kicking for 2 years when I say this is the best producer in the game right now.
And he has an argument for top 10 all time.
He has more of a top 10 argument when I was saying he's top 10 than he ever did, because now he's doing it without the guy that's number 1, but still making 2 to 3 top 10 projects every year without that guy.
And we're still talking about it. Yes.
Because he's the best. We're supposed to talk about the best producer in hip hop. That's what he is. He's rap's best producer. He has been for the last 2 years. This is year number 3 of him being rap's best producer.
Absolutely.
So with that, we got 9 that we, for the most part, agree on, and we got room for one more. I don't think
9. What 9 we agree on? We got 7 that we agree on. We got Rhapsody, More Suede, Paisley Dreams, Gunna, Dog Pound, Schoolboy Benny. That's 7.
And you left out Blacks and Whites.
Are we putting Blacks and Whites in the top 10?
I think he needs to be there.
I think he got to be there, man.
1, 2, 3, 4,
okay,
5,
let me ask
6,
you,
7, 8, 9.
Let me ask you something. So, y'all think the Blacks and Whites better than the Master Ace?
Yeah.
You think it's better than the Vince Staples?
Yeah.
Think it's better than the Future and Metro?
That's a discussion.
So that means Future and Metro are in our discussion?
That's another 10.
I thought we agreed that Future and Metro was in there, so I had already checked that. So that's where I'm getting.
I don't know if they're in there. I don't know if they're in there.
I don't think we cannot put them in there. That first installment rang off like that. We Don't Trust You rang off heavy, and not just because of the Kendrick song. Everybody was playing that album. That album rang off heavy, bro. The second one, not so much, but
the second one. Okay, I didn't put the I enjoy the second one too. The second one's just more of an R&B album. That's why I don't have it
more an R&B vibe. But even with that said, the second one didn't hit like that. The first one was everywhere.
That first one was everywhere. It was
I'm not cool with Master Ace not being in the top 10. Richmond Hill's a top 10 rap album, right? I'm sorry. So I'm gonna have to push that.
Well, let's look at what we got left. I'm taking Crooked Eye and Joel off, even though I love that album. We gotta keep the same energy on that because it just came out Friday.
Right. If Lupe's too soon, so is Crooked and Joel.
Too soon.
Bodie, what do you say about Bodie?
That Boldy Conductor album's pretty fucking dope, but it just came out too, so it's getting the same thing that Crooked and Lupe got.
Yeah.
How about this? I've played the Boldy more than I've played the Lupe and the Crooked and Joel.
That's fair.
Conductor's a top 5 rap producer right now, maybe top 3.
Stepped his game up on this one.
He did.
Conductor, we have a problem.
He killed this show.
Alchemist like on this Boldy joint.
Conductor, we have a problem.
Yes.
You know what the problem is? These other niggas ain't making beats like Conductor. That's the problem. Conductor, we have a problem.
I know this is going to hurt your feelings, Sean, but Ghostface is out of running, and
Ghostface is not in here. Ghostface is not making this top 10.
I had 21 Savage on my list, American Dream. I thought that was a really good Savage album, but I don't think it's enough to make the top 10.
Okay. They have a conversation.
It didn't make my top 20.
It didn't make my top 30.
All right, and Rock Marcy. It was towards the bottom of my top 20, but I don't think it's
not
enough.
Making this top 10.
I don't think Conway is either with Slant Face Killer. It didn't move the needle.
It didn't.
It didn't.
All right, so yeah, we process of elimination. We moving like Ransom, that Lavish Misery. I love that Ran album. Did either one of y'all have it?
No,
that's outside of my top 10.
It's outside my top 10 as well. But
I think the Vince is better.
What about you, Sean?
I agree. No, I agree.
The Vince is better?
Slightly better. But I enjoyed that Ransom.
All right. So if we count the Vince and the Master Ace, we got 11 and got to eliminate 1. Unless I'm missing something that both of you had on your list that I didn't have on mine.
Hold on. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So we got Black and Whites, Hit and Big Hit.
Yep.
Richmond Hill, Master Ace, Marco Polo.
Yep.
Dark Times by Vince. We Don't Trust You, Future and Metro.
Yep.
Gunner 101.
Yep.
Dogtown, We All We Got. Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips.
Yep.
Benny, Everybody Can't Go. But one of these got to go because you're right. That gives us 11, not 10.
Yeah, and you said Paisley Dreams. Well, Paisley Dreams.
We got our 1, 2, 3. We got our 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We got Raps. We got I Am God. We got Game and Big Hit.
All right. So
beats on Paisley Dreams is crazy. I can't express
nothing
beats on Paisley
we
Dreams.
Can either do one or two things. We can eliminate one, or we can put the Master Ace as an honorable mention because me and Sean didn't do our due diligence and go back to that one. You're lobbying hard for it, but I didn't go back that one enough to put it in high contention. You know what I'm saying? And speak on it,
I listened to it.
I did too, but I never went back to it after one listen.
I have to be honest with y'all. My problem even isn't the Master Ace. It's how y'all talking about the Mock Hami, which I have at number 2 on my list. Like, if it wasn't for Rhapsody, it would be Album of the Year, in my opinion. It's like that. Like, I think I would prefer y'all
between
go back
those two. From what I remember, like hearing the Mock Hami and the Master Ace, I would personally pick the Mock Hami.
I did pick the Mock Hami because Richmond Hill, Mock is my number 2 this year. And
which one between the Mock and the Ace do you want to fight for to make the list, though, is what I'm saying.
The Mock.
Okay, so then let's take Master Ace off of there.
So let me ask y'all this then. Is that Mock better than Benny? Are we keeping Benny because of the name?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
It feels better.
You think so, Sean?
I think so.
Because how about this? You also got to deal.
How low is Benny? Is that take Benny off the list, or is something else getting cut for the Mock?
I think Benny. Here's my thing. I think Benny's album is better than the Vince album, the Future and Metro album, and the Dog Pound album, and the Gunna album.
On some West Coast stuff, who you keeping between Vince and Dog Pound? For me, Dog Pound.
I got Dog Pound.
It's super close, so I can rock with Dog Pound because I was impressed. You know what I was impressed with? I was impressed how they did their gangsta boogie shit, but they bought some grown man perspective to it.
Absolutely.
So between,
I think Benny might be right on the outside, and I think that's okay. I think we're keeping Benny there because of the name.
No, I think we got 10. If we take off
the Master Ace is better than the Benny though. It just is.
It is. It really
the Master Ace and the Mock Homie is better than the Benny.
Okay, so if that's the case, then Benny is off. If we taking Vince Staples off.
Hold on, let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. What was better to y'all, the Benny or the Schoolboy?
Schoolboy.
Okay. What's better, the Benny or the Gunna?
Gunna.
The Gunna.
Benny or Future and Metro?
Future.
I think the Future.
We've already taken Vince off. Is the Benny better than Blacks and Whites? Y'all don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think the Master Ace is better than the Benny, so I would take Benny out and put Master Ace in respectfully.
I agree with you. Again, I think we kept Benny there because of the name and what we hoped it to be in a moment. I listened to that Benny album like maybe twice.
He's not in J. Cole territory yet, but he could use a 5. You need a 5.
Absolutely, he needs at this point.
Because here's the reality of the matter: Conway got a 5.
Do y'all
West
think
Side
that
Gun
the
got a
production
5.
side of things lived up to expectations? It's just Benny didn't, or the songs didn't, or a combination of both?
It doesn't have a classic rap album feel, even though the production and the bars are both at a high level. It doesn't feel like a classic rap album.
If the expectations weren't what they were, I think we're talking about it different. We had high expectations for this album, and then as it started getting closer and closer, those expectations started to move a little bit.
That's fair. All right, so we got 10. It's just a matter of putting them in the rest of the order.
Yep.
Okay. So Benny and Vince are out.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And we got Mock in.
Mock Homie and Master Ace.
Yes.
Okay. I'm with that. So Mock Homie and Master Ace can't make the top 5 because they're not
on 2 of our list. Right. That's fair. I think that's fair.
So then Schoolboy Q or Blacks and Whites?
I listen to Heartless like every day. I'm not gonna lie. I listen to Heartless like every day, man. Oh man, that's a tough one.
I like Big Hit's energy, man. I'd have to go with Blacks and Whites and the production over there, even though, like, Schoolboy lyrically is, usually I'll side with the lyricist, but I really go back to Blacks and Whites more personally.
Okay. So Blacks and Whites is that 4?
Okay, I don't want to be biased because I already said it before that Blacks and White is one of my favorite joints so far this year. But if I'm taking away all of that, I will have Schoolboy Q a little bit ahead, just because of the range, because of the depth.
It is more range. It is more range there.
Way more range.
It's more well-rounded.
And lyrical, dexterity and all that stuff. Like, you have to give that to Schoolboy. Right. And then plus, it's not no disrespect to Big Hit because he got the game in the Paisley Dreams joint up. You know what I mean? So I think that Blacks and Whites could drop down. In all fairness.
Yeah, in fairness.
So we got Schoolboy at number 4.
Yeah, I think we have to.
No. Let's talk about on some more West Coast stuff. Which one you got between the Dog Pound and Schoolboy?
No. The Dog Pound's not in the top 5 conversation, in my opinion.
Schoolboy was in the top 5?
Yeah, Schoolboy. I had Schoolboy at number 4.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Dog Pound album is the top 10-ish rap album. It's not a top 5 rap album.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought we were outside of the top 10. Outside of the top 5.
Yeah.
No. So we going Schoolboy at 4 and Blacks and Whites at 5?
I think that the Future and Metro Boomin joint and the Gunna joint have bids for the top 5 spot.
Do you think those albums are better than Schoolboy Q's album?
Nah, Schoolboy is at 4, but I think that the Future and the Gunna album have bids to get in at 5.
So you think which one of those albums do you think is better than Blacks and Whites? Future
and Metro.
I don't agree. I would pick the Gunna over the Future and Metro.
I will put the Gunna over that one too.
Really?
The Gunna's better.
Well, majority rules, so we can flip that and then put the Gunna. I love the Gunna though. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah.
So is the Gunna going at number 5? Or is it going at number? Like
I think the Gunna should go at 5, and then Big Hit or Future and Metro should go at 6.
I would put Big Hit at 6 because I think it's the Future and Metro album to me. This Future and Metro. So this is supposed to be a classic.
It's supposed. You said it. That's what I was searching for. You said it. You said it. That's it right
We're
there.
not handing out hall passes. That shit don't just apply to Benny and the Nas and no. It applies to Future and Metro too.
Absolutely. You said it. That's it. Because I think
how about this?
We're thinking about the moment versus the music.
Correct. They could have done better, is what I'm telling you. Some of those tracks on there, I'm like, no, y'all have done better. Y'all can do better, and we gonna treat you like you're legends because you are. Like, if Metro is the best beat maker of this generation, not the best producer in my opinion, because that would be Hit at this point. But if he's the best beat maker, show me. If Future is in that iconic Cole, Drake, and Kendrick talk, show me. This album didn't show me enough to make me feel comfortable, so I'm gonna dock them for not giving me a classic because they had plenty of time to cook it up.
Yep. So we're looking like we got the top 7. So it's like a matter of figuring out the last three. Number one is
hold on. What do we got?
Rhapsody 1. I Am at number 2. Game and Big Hit at number 3. Number 4, Schoolboy Q. Number 5, Gunna. Number 6, Big Hit and Alchemist and Hit Boy with Blacks and Whites. Number 7, Future Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You. And then the 3 we have left on the table is the Master Ace, Mahami, and then the Dog Pound.
That's well, y'all.
I would tell you.
I
mean, if we're basing it on all of our lists, we would have to go Dog Pound because Dog Pound made all of our lists.
That's fair.
That's fair. But I'm willing to adjust. It's like we just did with.
But if we put that at 8 for these last 2, 9 and 10, or we could move the Dog Pound around, we'd have to defer to you, Coop. You know what I'm saying? Because you had the Master Ace and then the Mahami on your list, and we didn't. So we'd have to defer to you for those.
I had the Mach at 2 and I had the Master Ace at 3. So I would keep that order and go Mach at 9 and Master Ace at 10. But I need both of y'all to go back and listen to those albums.
All right. So you're going to go back and listen to Nas, I Am, and we're going to go back and listen to these 2 albums. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Look, after this, I'm playing Dr. Not Boo. After for this anyhow, I gotta play Dr. Not Boo. It seemed like I gotta play.
Yeah. All right. So y'all want to run it back down for the people? Number 1, Rhapsody, Please Don't Cry. Number 2, I Am God, Bloodstained Suede 2.5, more Suede. Number 3, we got the Game and Big Hit with Paisley Dreams. Number 4, we got Schoolboy Q with Blue Lips. Number 5, Gunna, One of One. Number 6, we got Big Hit, Hit Boy and the Alchemist with Blacks and Whites. Number 7, we got Future and Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You. Number 8, we got the Dog Pound, We All We Got. Number 9, Mahami, and number 10 is Master Ace. Is that right?
That's doable for me.
What would you want to change?
I really need y'all to go listen to that Mahami. Even over the Master Ace.
No, I mean, if it needs to be bumped higher, we can bump Dog Pound like down a spot. You know what I'm saying? If the Mach needs to be higher.
I had the Mach at number 2. That's why I need y'all to go listen to it again. I had it at number 2.
So let's switch that to 8 and the Dog Pound to 9 to 9 there.
Okay.
Because I remember I was impressed with it when I heard it. I just didn't go back to it. So much music come out, like something has to really, you know what I mean, move me to go back to it.
No. I've been sitting up since about 8 o'clock this morning today, like going back through stuff. So I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the Mach like around 6, and then I went and listened again today, and I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Nah." Yeah, I'm like,
"It's dope. It's a dope." That's how I was yesterday with Boldy. I was listening to Boldy again yesterday. And
the Boldy is nice.
Now Boldy is special.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I think. How about this? That Boldy.
I like the Boldy. Like this is a hot take, but I think that Boldy's way better than that Rock Marcy.
Oh
yeah.
Sure.
I had. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be in the minority on that.
No.
I have the Boldy ahead of the Rock Marcy, and it would be How about this? Of all the new albums that came out, I can see the Boldy having the most legs and creeping its way into the top 10. So when we're saying that the Crooked and Joel, the Lupe, and the Boldy, I like the Boldy the most of the 3. I respected the Lupe the most of the 3.
No doubt. And when we get to the end of the year, we got to extend this list to 20 and then have the top 20 on the year. So we'll see what's still around out of this top 10. But and Boldy got a fire feature on Blacks and Whites too.
He does. That feature, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is that part of me thinks that we should only post our 10, but we should do our 20 just so we can start having conversations about what it's going to take to slide into the 20.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
You know, because if we're going to do a top 20 list at the end of the year, it might be good for us to just post our top 10, but to have a format to go over, like something like the Vince and the Benny. Where does it fall now? Because I think Vince and Benny would be the next 2. Like I would put Benny at 11 on this list.
I'm still putting him at 11. The more I think about it, I'm being honest, guys. The more I think about it, I think I struggle with him at number 11.
Ooh.
For a lot of people, that album was a letdown. You know what I mean? And
that's his fault for over promoting.
I will say this is kind of weird, but if that Conway would have been better than what it ended up being, I wouldn't even hesitate to put, Benny lower on the list, because where that Conway didn't deliver to me, it was a solid project, but where it didn't move the needle, like I go back and listen to the Benny was still better. You know what I mean? So I was looking to Conway I was really looking for Conway to show like, no, this was how you supposed to do it. You know what I mean? But it didn't deliver on that for me.
Right.
So you don't even have Benny at 11, Sean?
I don't.
Queens get the money?
Benny on my original list is 15 out of my 20.
Sean, where'd you have him?
I got Benny at like 15, maybe 16, something like that.
Okay, so y'all got him back.
I got him back. So, I did.
So I had
14. I'm at 14.
So you had him at 14. You had him at 15. I had him at 7.
All right, just for reference, every album I had, every album that made our top 10 list, is ahead. I have ahead of Benny in my top 20. I also had Ye and Ty Dolla $ign, which got eliminated, ahead of Benny. I had J. Cole, Might Delete Later, that got eliminated. I had that ahead of Benny. We won't count the Theodore and Andre Hit Boy and Alchemist joint, because like you pointed out, that's only a few tracks. But I also had Ransom ahead of Benny with the Lavish Misery. That got eliminated. You don't agree with that one? I love that Ransom album. I really rock with that. And I also, even though they just came out, I had the Crooked Eye and the Lupe both above Benny as well. So,
I had the Lupe and the Vince Staples right behind Benny.
Mm-hmm.
But that was about not having enough time to sit on it. Okay, so what's better, the Vince or the J. Cole?
For me, J. Cole.
I got Benny. Production is better.
He said J. Cole or Vince.
Oh, I'm sorry, you said Vince. I'm sorry. Vince. I got Vince.
Me too.
Now, is that just based off the project compartmentalizing, or you just like stuck on the apology thing?
I don't even think about the apology thing.
Okay.
I think Vince made a better project in the end.
I think he has. I think he's completion. I think he has it.
So would Vince be 11?
Yeah, for like how we just did and eliminated, it was the last one to get eliminated other than the Benny, so that would be 11 or 12.
And then Cole would be 12. You think the Cole's better than the Benny?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about? Are we even putting the Boldy, the Joel and Crooked, and the Lupe in this combo?
I think and this is my fault, but I think the only reason why they don't make it is because they're so fresh. But I think that's giving them a chance to because we've had more time to sit with the other ones.
Are those 3 albums better than the Ghost album?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they better? They better than the Rock Marcy album?
Yes, I have all 3 of them ahead of Rock Marcy. I got Rock Marcy at number 18 on my list.
Okay, he's 16 on my list.
I have Rock Marcy.
Here's the thing, Cool. Here's the thing. For an album to just come out 2 days ago and make a top 10 list, I think it has to be damn near stellar to classic. You know what I mean?
So according to how we are all feeling, though, there are only 12 albums we have ahead of these 3 albums that just came out. So how would we rank those 3 albums? As in the Boldy, the Lupe, and the Crooked and Joel. What order are we giving them? Because that would be our 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Based on what we're all kind of saying. Like, too soon to put them that high, but realistically speaking, have heard enough to know that it's better than the back end of our 20, which means it's better than the Conway, better than the Rock, better than the Ghost.
Well, listen to where I had them. It kind of, goes with what you're saying. I had Crooked Eye and Joel at 13. I had Lupe at 14. I had Benny at 15 and Boldy at 16.
Okay, is Benny's album better than any of these 3 albums?
I had Benny ahead of Bodie. That's the only one.
I don't. I have Bodie ahead of Benny.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I don't have him ahead of Benny.
They're close.
And I was trying to be careful with recency bias as well, just because, you know, the whole Joel and Crooked Eyes like fresh new music. I had to like really process it, listen to it like 3 times already. So I had to be careful about that.
I think the Benny had more range, better hooks. I like the production on both, but it's close.
It's close.
So y'all think? Hold on. So let me get this straight. Y'all think the Crooked and Joel is better than the Benny?
Yes, I do.
I think so. I think so.
As of right now, do you think the Lupe is better than the Benny?
Yes.
I don't have it over. I don't have it. I have Benny over on Lupe.
But remember, Sean said he wasn't feeling the Lupe like that.
Did you think the Benny? Do you think the Benny is better than the Boldy?
No.
I have it above Bodie, but just one slot above it, so they're neck and neck.
So that would put Crooked and Joel at 13. And then I think that would put Benny at 14 and Boldy at 15, objectively, based on how all we feel. So Benny would be 14, Boldy would be 15, Lupe would be 16.
So you're prepping going down the line if, you know, something else is to enter our list.
So we can start subbing out. So Lupe and also we just had 3 albums come out that might move up.
Correct.
Yeah. As time progresses, yeah.
Yeah. So because that's always a possible based on, you know, when we get to sit with it a little bit more. So this is our list as of today, but we got to remember those 3 albums are 2 days old. So
okay. So what's better between these 3 old head albums? The Conway, the Rock, or the Ghost?
Damn.
I got Conway the best out of those 3.
I do too.
I did too.
I got him set. I got Conway at 17, Rock at 18, and Ghost at 19.
Are you cool with that, Sean?
I'm okay with that.
I actually, before we went on live, I'm gonna come clean. I had Ghost at 20, and I had 21 Savage at 19. And then, you know, Sean texted me with a little temper tantrum, so I switched those two around.
It's funny. I got Conway at 15, Rock at 16, and Ghost at 17. So we're all being consistent. It goes Conway, Rock, Ghost on this, right?
Right.
Well, that would just leave us with one more spot to fill out our 20. And we're not going to release our 11 to 20. We just need a barometer so we know who to slide in and slide out as we go along.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you some of the stuff that I had. I had Kid Cudi's Insano as my number 20. I had Special Machinery, the Chronic Edition by Conway the Machine and Big Ghost LTD as my 19. And I had Bloodstained Suede 2 by I Am God at number 18. He cracked my list twice.
That's dope.
So where's our 20 at?
I'm a put my bid in for the Ransom album. I was really feeling that Ransom project.
How you feel about the Ransom album, Sean?
I had a Ransom album. I think I have Ransom somewhere on here.
Is Ransom on your list?
Did I take it off last minute? Ransom would be number 20 on my list.
Well, Sean, he made AG's list and he made your list. So even though he didn't make mine, I think that would make him 20.
On mine, he was actually number 11. I really dug that album. You know what I'm saying?
I dig Ransom, but I am starting to get into that pocket where I feel like he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do the same thing, you need to do it at Mobb Deep level. That's my thing about doing the same thing.
Or
no,
Pusha T.
Or Pusha T. Yeah, Mobb Deep and Pusha T would be my barometers. It's like, no. I don't mind what you're doing. Just keep on doing it at the clip that you're doing it at. That's my problem with HNIC. It's like, oh no, that ain't Mobb Deep level clip of operation. So step below.
So these 10 that we got based on our rating system that we're putting out to the people, our Hip Hop Talks rating system. Let's try to give a quick rundown of, you know, where we, you know, rank these, how we rate these albums.
So
I think
before we do that, like real quick, I'm going to wrap it up real soon. No one has Meg album nowhere on their radar, right?
Just you, Sean.
The Meg. The shade is real. The Meg just came out too, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back and listen to the Meg again.
Listen to that Meg cool. That's in your wheelhouse because you're a nasty dude. So You will love respectfully.
This is wild. Stop talking to my exes about. Look, stop talking to my exes. All right, stop talking to my exes. It's all lies. It's not true.
I tell you what, y'all wanna do that behind the scenes and give our ratings and post that with the list. Y'all wanna do that?
I mean, how much time y'all got? Y'all got like 10, 15 minutes to like give out ratings for our top 10, or we got to slide?
I mean, I got time, and then I was gonna run through some quick anticipated joints real quick.
Yeah. Let's run through it. If y'all got time, I got time. If you got time.
So you want to do the ratings?
Yeah. Let's start with Rhapsody.
Get that real quick, AG.
Oh yeah, Ill Magic with the $5 super chat. Shout out to them. Towards the end of the year, I believe our picks will be Rhapsody's album as album of the year, with Gunna's production being the most outstanding. That's a good take. That's a good take. Rhapsody, I would give a 4.5 personally.
I agree. It's stellar. It's a stellar piece of work. You cool with the 4.5 for Ras?
I'm cool with that. Can everybody see this? We'll post it on our Discord and in the Twitter as well. This is our Hip Hop Talks rating.
Well, here's the thing. What do we do for half? What is strong effort? Like, what is between strong effort and a 5? Brilliant? Because I think the album's brilliant.
I think it's brilliant too. I think
brilliant should be our 4.5 barometer.
Absolutely. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, it captures everything. Checks all the boxes.
It does.
Conceptually, it's a well-rounded album.
Hold on. Let's just point out something right quick. Of our top 5 albums, Hit Boy has production on 3 of them.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yes, and we argued the other. So yeah,
and is on our number 6. Okay,
and I had a joint that didn't even make it because it was only 3 songs, but I put that up pretty high.
So 4 of our top 10 rap albums have Hit Boy on it, and so when I'm saying he's the best producer in rap right now, this is what I'm talking about, because none of these are Nas projects.
And not to mention his work on the Benny. We had to take Benny off, but he has work on the Benny. Half the album.
So he has 5. So 5 of the top 15 projects have his production. He's the best producer in hip hop. This is not a conversation anymore.
Nope.
Yes.
We're not having this conversation. I'm tired of expressing this to people.
Nope.
I just want to let you know I was here first. I was right, and the rest of you are always wrong. All right, back to the ratings. I Am God. BS2. Miss Wade.
I'm gonna go 4.
I give it a 4.
I think this is what a 4 sounds like. This is what a really, really good 4 sounds like.
Yeah.
Because it's like, do I think it's 4.5? No. But if I could give like a 0.25 out, it would probably be right here. This is a super strong 4.
Right. Yeah, when you get into the decimals is when it gets tricky. But yeah, this is a solid 4 effort, and that's based on, it's a quick project, in and out, 7 tracks, but it hits hard. So
yeah,
I play it all the time. I'm not joking.
And a 4 for an album that's like, I don't want to say the word throwaways, but joints that didn't make his last project with a few add-ons, a 4 for that is crazy. Like,
you want to know what's crazy about it to me, that these are throwaways? I think the bars and the beats are better on this project.
And it comes together as one cohesive product. So shout out to I Am God for that.
Yeah. Shout out to Clipto too. Like they did their thing on this. Think about this. This is an independent artist making number 2 on our mid-season review.
Right.
So when I be like, find this nigga, sign this nigga, like, I don't think you understand. In the time that I've been doing this, which has been 4 years, this is the first time that I'm really like serious about maybe catching a flight somewhere to go see an independent artist and his crew perform. It's that serious to me.
That'd be dope.
We need to go to Chicago and do a show like live from Chicago. Because like the whole crew, Juju, Panamera P, like, no. These dudes get down. Like, we need to go to a show and do our show before they go on stage live, and like have all of them on, starting with I Am God, and like have the whole crew there. Like, it's like that. No, we need to make that happen.
I ain't been to Chicago in like probably about 20 years.
A flight from West Virginia to Chicago is like what, 2 days?
Moving on the list, man.
That's crazy. But we need to make the Chi-Town touchdown happen. Like, whenever they're having a show and him and the whole crew are going to be there, we need to try to align our stars. If that's on a Saturday or Sunday, where we fly in, do a hip hop talk show, and then like fly back out. but like we need to be there.
You know what? Like, about that last comment Sean made, you know what I'm saying? Because shout out to my son. It was my son Jordan's birthday this past
Happy
Thursday.
birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
thanks,
birthday.
man. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Turned 17. And we was talking about, going to the beach later this month, and we was leaning either towards Myrtle or Virginia Beach. And I was like, yo, we might end up going down Virginia Beach. And he was kind of upset that we wasn't going to Myrtle to be in South Carolina, because he was like, yo, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to pull up on Sean because I really don't like that dude. Like, Jordan don't like Sean at all. So he was.
First of all, let me tell you something about your son. From somebody that's been to Virginia Beach and the Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, your son just looking for the hose. And there's just more of them at Myrtle Beach than Virginia Beach. It has nothing to do with Sean. He's a 17-year-old. He's a 17-year-old young man, and he's not telling Dad this, but in the back of his mind, he's like, yeah, Dad, I want to pull up on Sean because I don't like that dude. He's thinking to himself, yo, I'm going to Myrtle Beach. You know that's where the hoes at.
Don't use me as a scapegoat, right? We know who your daddy is.
Your son just trying to swerve on you.
Right.
You're gonna be asleep. He's gonna be on Ocean. He's gonna be on Ocean Boulevard shooting his shot. Okay.
Facts.
These are facts.
Ocean Boulevard is the spot.
I know. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, sir. I'm very well aware of what Myrtle Beach. What can Myrtle Beach do for you as a young black man? Oh, it does a lot. It does a lot.
That's
as your scapegoat, man.
But yeah, but just so you know, Sean, a couple more West Virginia comments. I'm gonna send Jordan down your way.
I'll put Jordan in the Boston crowd.
But yeah, we got it. Number 3, we got Paisley Dreams. I'm with a 4 on that one as well.
That's a 4.
Definitely a 4.
The Schoolboy.
4.
It might be a 4.5 for me, if I'm being honest. It might be a 4. It might be a 4.5.
I can't give it a 4.5 because at best it's his 3rd or 4th best album.
You can tell Sean ain't do well in school because we got it ranked.
I know.
We got it ranked.
I like that.
You're thinking about the artistic license, Sean. You're thinking about the artistic license. When you're hearing artistically what Q is doing, you're so impressed. It's like, no, I want to give him a 4.5. It's like, nah, he made Oxymoron.
We got it ranked under the I Am God and under the Game of Big Hit, which are both 4s. And Sean was like, yo, let's get out of 4.5. Like, the math ain't mathing, Sean.
That's my personal take, though. I'm using my
the New York school system, the New York public school system failed you, Sean.
Where he go? PS 296.
You have to do this. Yo, cool. You was in Upward Bound.
I wasn't Upward Bound. I used to lifting as we climb is my life motto. I like to think Upward Bound. Upward Bound kept a lot of us niggas out of jail.
Yeah, the schoolboys are 4. The schoolboys are 4.
The schoolboys are 4. But here's what I would
say. Solid 4.
Solid 4.
It's a more quintessential 4.
Right.
But Blank Face and Oxymoron, it's not that. It's not Blank Face or Oxymoron.
Yeah, Oxymoron is stellar, man. I love that album.
Oxymoron. I think Blank Face might be the first 5, 6, 7 songs on Blank Face. That's some of the best gangster shit you gonna find this era.
I prefer Oxymoron, but I'm with you. What we got next? We got Gunna. What y'all got on that?
I want to say 4 about the high. Okay, so not all 4s are created equal, because this 4 would be about the production and the highs, because from end to end, it's got some 3.5 to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But does
the highs and the productions make it a 4?
Does it put the average down to 3.5?
I see what you're saying. I'm like in the 3.75 territory, but we have to go in half. So I'm gonna go.
I think
I'm looking at this list, and it's just a lot of 4s, man.
Yeah,
I'm going with a 4.
I'm going 3.5.
We're gonna have to come up with some quarters. It's a 3.75 if that's the case.
That's where I was at with it, but I didn't know if I could, say that.
We can do what we want to do.
We'll have Sean fix the rubric. 3.75.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, but here's my problem. When we give that a 3.75, then you get to the big hit and hit.
I think giving that a 3.75 would be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we're not doing 0.5s, it would round up to 4. That's what I'm saying. It looks like this list that we got is a bunch of 4s. I don't think we hit any 3.5, so to speak. Not that a 3.5 is bad, but I don't think we hit any. There's no 5s on the list.
No. The Conway Rock and Ghost is 3.5s. Like
that's in the 15. I'm talking about like our 10. Our 10. Stop at our 10.
Y'all know how I feel about Ghost. That Ghost might be a 3.
I'm with you.
That I Am God might be a 4.25. And same thing with Paisley Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If we're doing that.
Yeah.
I would tell you that the I Am God and the Game and Big Hit is better than a 4.
Well, I'm with you, Coop. We might have to alter those because, just to make it shake out right for the other joints.
Yeah. So here's what I would tell you.
So
all of the albums in our top 10 are 4s to me, but I don't think the actual 4s start until the Schoolboy Q. Because I feel like the Rhapsodies are 4.5, and I feel like the I Am God and the Paisley Dreams are 4.25.
Yeah, you said a quintessential 4. I feel what you're saying on that now.
Yeah.
And then Gunna would be a 4, but not the same 4 caliber that Schoolboy is. I'm with you.
Not as strong. It's like AZ's Do or Die is a 4, but so is Liquid Swords by the Jizza. It's like that's not the same 4. Liquid Swords a better 4.
Who in what world is giving Liquid Swords a 4?
The Source magazine gave Liquid Swords a 4, sir.
Oh, okay. Forget the Source. But I'm just saying, I thought you were saying that, but nah.
No, I'm just saying in relationship to how like you can relate like the difference in it. It's like, is Do or Die a classic? Yes. Did it get the same rating as Liquid Swords? Yes. Is it the same type of classic as Liquid Swords? No.
But do you give Do or Die a 4 or higher, personally?
First of all, Liquid Swords is a 5.
Right, we know that. But Do or Die, where do you got that?
It would be a 4.5. There's only a couple of missteps, and the missteps have more to do with production and sequencing.
But I was going to circle that back to my point. Like with AZ, even if you put it at a 4, I wouldn't be mad at it. But you said I Am was also a 4, but because of who Nas is and what Nas has done, that 4 is judged a little bit differently than an AZ 4, which could be an arguable classic. Stuff is weighted.
Do or Die is still a classic. I think Do or Die is actually what a quintessential 4.5 looks like. To me,
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I feel like the record I Feel For You is out of place, and the sequencing of it isn't proper. But if we're going the 5 songs, the first 5 songs are Do or Die, and then from Sugar Hill to Your World Don't Stop.
Well,
ain't a lot of missteps on the album, fam.
Yeah, it's a 4.5, and this is off on a tangent just real quick. But it's the companion piece and the bridge from Illmatic to It Was Written, because it encompasses both of those sounds and subject matter and lyricism topics, right? Because you can see it's coming off the heels of Illmatic, but it's entering in that mafioso realm and kind of gives Nas a springboard for It Was Written to take It Was Written to that next level in '96. So it's a good companion piece in between those 2 albums.
Ho Happy Jackie and Black Girl Lost are the same song.
Exactly.
They are.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do we got next after the Gunna? We got
I think the Big Hit's a 4.
Big Blacks and Whites, yeah. I get that a 4.
I give it a 4.
And then Future and Metro, 4 or 3.75?
I think it's a 4 because I actually think it's just a couple missteps away from being a 4.5. Like this album, with a couple of editing changes and a couple of improvements, could have been Album of the Year, and it's at 7.
So then we got the Makami. Is that a solid 4 to you, Coop?
It is. It's a very solid 4 to me, but it's not a 4.5 to me.
Okay. Master Ace. I don't think we have anything that's lower than a 4. I think they finish out at 4. Like I wouldn't even give the Dog Pound at 9 or 4. I mean, I think I would give the Dog Pound a 4 at our number 9 spot, and then the Master Ace. You had that pretty high. I didn't have it on my list, but I still don't think it's lower than a 4.
I don't either. I think it's Master Ace's second best project.
And I'm not mad. I mean, that doesn't make it any fun having a bunch of 4s, but it kind of is what it is. I mean, if you get a lot of B's and B pluses, I don't think it's any true 5 on this list, but I don't think it's anything less than a 4 either.
Right. Yeah. I think the first thing under 4 might happen on this list with the J. Cole. Like if we were to go through our 20 and rate it, that would be the point where I would be like, I'm not sure if that might delete later as a 4.
Go back to that when you go back to the I Am, because I would put it as a 4.
I will. Because for me, the Vince is a 4 too, and that's at 11. And that's what I meant when I was texting you earlier, AG, when I'm like, no, this is actually like a really like strong year. Like nothing blowing everybody out the water. Rhapsody reigns supreme right now, but a lot of really, really good projects, a couple of great projects.
Yeah.
But this is
let me speak to that real quick, because you were right.
Like,
you were right.
97 was a lot of 4s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
But you were right, because we was like, let's come up with 20. I was like, man, 20 is a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think that many albums would stick to my ribs like that. And I said I might can do 15. But once I started writing them down, I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I could push it to 20, because y'all two already had y'all's 20 list. So this has been a solid year so far. But
I got the 16 real quick.
Yeah.
Like I got the 16 albums real quick. Just writing it out.
But I'm still processing, guys. I'm be honest with you, because I'm thinking about these ratings, and I'm thinking about the albums. Yeah, these albums are really, really solid albums. But I wonder if we take a step back and take a look at the landscape. What are we comparing it to? You know what I mean? Are we rating them high based on what we're comparing everything to at this point? Because I think they're more 3.5s than 4s. Personally.
Well, we might have to revisit that, because for me, you know, what I was going to run off something like a list of joints that's anticipated coming up. That's going to shake up this whole list. You know, what's coming in the second half of the year, because some of those because some of those 4s.
But see, that's what
after we get the rest of the joints, they might not look like 4s. They might look like 3.5.
So how about this? Here's what I'll tell you. I think our 6 to 10 is what we need to examine, because I'm happy with our 1 to 5 rating. The Rhapsody's a 4.5. The I Am God and the Paisley Dreams are 4.25s. I do think the Schoolboy and the Gunna are more your quintessential 4 albums.
Mm-hmm.
After that, because here's the thing, like, is the Future in Metro a 4?
I think it's a 3.5. I think some of these might be closer to the 3.5 range, which is okay. Because if I'm saying Ghost is a 3.
But where you get in trouble is,
I'm not used to Ghost making 3s. I'm not used to Ghost making 3s.
That pains me to
say. I think a 3 is fair, and shout out to you for being objective on that, Sean. But I think where you get in trouble is we rank them in order, but then you get in, like, if you got one that you feel is a 3.5 on its own merit, but then something that's ranked behind it is a 4 or a 3.75, then that doesn't, you know, how does that work? You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I wonder if we're just, and again, we're doing this live. We didn't have the chance to really sit at the table and really talk through and have a legit conversation about it. I think that we may have to end up doing that and coming back to it and say, hey, here's what it really is. Because if we're saying that Rhapsody is a 4.5,
that's the bar.
That's the bar right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're also saying that Paisley Dreams is a 4. When that means, are they that close? Are they really that close?
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
And if we're saying that, what else? We're saying Schoolboy Q is a 4.5 or what have you, or whatever.
4.
A 4. Are they still that close?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I just wonder if the albums, they're really solid efforts, but are they in that? Because we talk about 4 range. We get that 4 range. You're tap dancing on classic. I don't think none of these are tap dancing.
Okay. So do we need to pull it back and look at it more like the Rhapsody might be a 4.25?
Yeah, we had to bring it back just a little bit, because we can pick apart.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Schoolboy Q would be my barometer for a 4.
Okay, now we're talking.
How much better do you think Rhapsody's album is than Schoolboy Q's album?
For me, I think it's a bit better.
I think so. I think total body of work.
The range, to your point, Coop, you really finding out who somebody is.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Very self-effacing piece of work.
I think she's perfect where she is at a 4.5, because I can't justify pushing it to a 5.
And I can't justify putting it at a 4.25 because here's the thing: the production is there, the lyrics are there, the songs are there, the content are there, and I feel like if somebody like Kendrick Lamar made this rap album, it wouldn't be a question of whether we were giving it a 4.5. If J. Cole or Kendrick make this same album, it's a 4.5 easy. Easy.
So if she's over here, then that means we may need to take it down and not maybe Schoolboy Q's at 3.5.
3.75 maybe.
That would be 3.75 would be fair. I can't in good faith put it at a 3.5.
Me neither, because here's the thing about it too. My only problem with giving Schoolboy Q the 4 is it like, oh no, all of your albums are better than this. Like Crash Talk's better than this.
Exactly.
Oxymoron's better than this, and Blank Fake is better than this.
Exactly.
It is, and those are more 4 to 4.5 albums, depending on how you feel. Like AG, you prefer Oxymoron. I prefer Blank Face, but they're both in that 4 to 4.5 territory.
But that's all classic Schoolboy Q stuff. This he gave us like a little bit of a different vibe. You know what I mean? So
but it's also not as good.
Right. Yeah. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's better. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I just don't want us to get overzealous with it because that's what that's what publications do. They go overzealous and say, well, let's give them a 5 or whatever. And now later on get the scale of back. Like, well, it wasn't really a 5. We were just kind of in the moment.
Yeah, and we're, like you said, we're live. Our objective was to get our top 10 out there, rank our top 10. But you know, the rankings, the hip hop talk ratings are on the fly. So that's something that could be fluid, and we can really work through that.
I don't want to fool with it. We can't do that to our audience. We got to work it out live. So here's what I would tell you. King's Disease 2 would be a 4.5, and so we got to bump Rhapsody down to 4.25.
Now you're bringing in GOAT talk.
It doesn't matter. The album rating is the album rating. Think about this. If King's Disease 3 is a 5, right? Is King's Disease 3 a 5 to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs?
Absolutely.
That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Pray for Paris, West Side Gun?
5.
She's 2 steps away from that. That'd be a 4.25. That's not a 4.5. Because that makes stuff like KD2 a 4.5.
Right. It's like measuring.
Well, that would be 3 steps away from that because you go 4.75, 4.5, 4.25.
Well, yeah. 2-3 steps. Like From a King to a God. What would you give From a King to a God? I would give it a 4.75. I
would give it a 4.5.
I give it straight 4.5.
Rhapsody's album's not better than From a King to a God.
That's
so fair. If you're telling me that it's from a King to a God as a 4.5, then this isn't a 4.5. Because as much as I love raps, you know what I'm saying? Put on for Carolina, it's not better From a King to a God.
No, because again, we are comparing it to the current landscape.
Right.
That's why I'm bringing up like the albums that have come out from this era. That's great. Is Daytona a 5 to y'all? No, there's a few steps behind Daytona.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah. There's only a few more 5s I could think of. I got Magic as a 5. I got Magic 3 as a 5.
I would tell you that's a 4.75.
Magic 3.
Yeah. I think it's going to turn into a 5 the way it was written turned into a 5, but that's the long haul.
That's not unfair, but personally I got it at 5 right now. It's not created equal with KD3. I think KD3 is better, but I still got Magic 3 as a 5 because it's the more fleshed out project than Magic. But Magic was a moment and it was so stellar. It was just like isolated lightning in a bottle in a small package pause. But Magic 3 is the better, like you say, Coop, in the end player as an album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's like this. Not all 5s are created equal.
Right.
Let the rhythm hit them and the low end theory. Oh no, those are both 5s.
Yeah. And you hit the nail on the head with KD2 at a 4.5 because I got KD1 and Magic 2 at both 4s.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't think that Rhapsody's album is as good as KD2, and that would be a 4.5.
But it's close. But it's closer than what most would admit.
Oh no, that's why it's at a 4.25. It's close. It's conversational.
Yeah.
How about this? There's not a store run or nobody on this album.
There you go. It's missing that moment. Yeah, that moment.
She's missing the moment to take it to that. Well, damn, it's damn near a classic.
Yeah.
And he has those moments on KD2, and he has Death Row East. I like to point out that on KD2 is Death Row East. It's a rap song about Tupac by an East Coast artist from Queens. You should listen to Death Row East sometimes. That's all I got for the day. It's my shameless plug for Death Row East. So 4.25 for Rhapsody.
Yes.
I Am God in Game.
That will bump them down to 4s.
Yep. Now here's the thing. I think that the I Am God and Paisley Dreams album is better than the Schoolboy album, so they're not on the same level.
That's what I'm saying. Schoolboy, I think he's a 3.5.
I think he's a
3.75, man. I think I can't give it a 3.5, man. I got to give it a 3.75.
I can't.
Me too. But here's the thing. Now I do feel like the Schoolboy all the way to the Vince might all be 3.75 or 3.5s.
Yeah.
So where does the 3.5 start? So the Gunna would be a 3.75.
Maybe at
the Big Hit 3.75.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Future and Metro might be where the 3.5 starts.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the same thing. I agree with that.
So 3.5. Man, I want y'all to listen to the Mock Homie because I think that's a 4.
No, I'm gonna tap into that when we hop off this show.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna tap into that not boot after I hop off of this because I do want to do some deep diving on both.
So the Mock's a 3.5. Dog Pound's a 3.5.
And Master
Ace. I think the Vince is a 3.5 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like sit down behind the scenes on this one, fellas.
Yeah, but we got the bare bones of it.
We got the 10. We think to get through the 10. We can work the rest out. So So the Rhapsody is 4.25. The I Am God and the Game and Big Hit are 4s. The Schoolboy, the Gunna, and the Big Hit and Hit album is 3.75s. The Future, Mock, Dog Pound, and Master Ace are 3.5s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, here's what happens with this. When we go low, we can't go high again. So these ratings have to stay the same.
Well, I ain't mad at that because the second half of 2024, I believe, is going to bump a lot of these records down anyway.
The Common and Pete Rock.
Yeah, I got a list.
Sounding very 4.5-ish. Sounding very 4.5-ish.
I got a top 10 list of upcoming albums that have been announced, so it's not just speculation. And y'all let me know, which ones y'all are also
How
feeling.
ridiculous you sound? Okay. Yes, we will. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this is an old head list. I got them ranked 1 through 10. Number 1, I got Nas and Primo, most anticipated. Number 2, I got Common and Pete Rock.
It's not coming out, AG.
It's dropping.
Not.
Number 2, Common and Pete Rock with the Auditorium Volume 1. Number 3, LL and Q-Tip with Force. Number 4, the Clips album produced by Pharrell. I forgot the title of that joint. Number 5, The Fall Off by J. Cole. Number 6, the new Rakim album, God's Network. Number 7, Eminem, Death of Slim Shady. Number 8, Vultures 2 with Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign.
That's definitely not happening, AG. It's not coming
probably
out.
Not. That's why I said number 8.
Coming out.
Number 9
coming out.
Number 9 might not happen either. Snoop and Dre with Missionary.
Not happening.
Number 10, I just heard about this the other day. I don't know if y'all heard or not, but next month, Cormega and Havoc will be previewing a project together.
I trust that.
And then honorable mention, I got the Styles P trilogy that Sean talked about on the last show. Goes to past, present, and future.
I don't want him to come out with that.
But all that said, listen to this. This is an old head list that I might be, you know what I'm saying? This
sound old.
Off my lawn,
but very old. You sound very old.
Common, LL, Clips, Rakim, Eminem, Snoop, Cormega, Styles P. But that's where I'm at with it. Do y'all got anything to add?
First of all, half these albums aren't coming out. The Styles isn't coming out. The Nas and Primo's not coming out. The Dr. Dre and Snoop is definitely not coming out. There's no chance in hell of that coming out.
Yeah, I don't have too much faith in that one. The Nas and Primo's coming though.
No, it's not.
You want to put a wager on that?
Hey, explain this to me. What has Nas been doing all year? What year is it? It's 2024, right? You know what rap album came out 30? You know what rap album came out 30 years ago? What has he been doing all year?
He's been promoting the tour all year. But you forget, he dropped Magic 2 and Magic 3 while he was doing the New York State of Mind tour with the Wu. That's nothing for him.
Explain that most of those projects got done before he went and toured. Have we heard
anything? He still doubled back and did a lot of those, even on KD3.
He doubled back and did 3 songs.
Still counts. And plus, we don't know how long Nas has been in the lab already.
It's not happening, man.
It'll come out before or by October. I'm giving it to October.
You are?
I'm giving it to October. If we don't see it by October, then I'm a think we ain't getting it. But I think we'll get it by October. And that's not inside information. That's just how I feel.
First of all, your feelings aren't facts. The fact of the matter is,
who told you that lie?
Feelings aren't facts. He's touring for Illmatic 30. All right. He's touring for Illmatic 30.
We gotta put a little money wager on this, Coop.
No, he can't. I don't think you understand. Like,
are you a betting man? Are you a betting man, Coop?
The Bible tells me not to gamble, but if you want to shake the dice a little bit one more time,
don't do that. Don't do that on Sunday.
You want to play a little CeeLo? You want to play a little CeeLo with me? You want to shake a little dice, little 4, 5, 6, little ace deuce trips? You want to play around? We can play around. That album's not coming out this year. You want to know why the album's not coming out this year?
What are we putting up? No, let's do this. If the album drops this year, you got to wear a Kendrick Lamar shirt on a live.
Oh no, I'll never do that.
I thought you was a bet man, Coop.
You want to know what? You want to know what? You got it. I wear Kung Fu Kenny for all his trashy ass fans. Your fans suck. You guys suck.
Hey, with that said, thank you all for joining us.
No, I want to say a couple things about AG's list. First of all, Nas and Premier not coming out this year. Neither is Dre and Snoop. You want to know why? Because those guys can't afford to make 4s. They know they can't afford to make 4s. The buy-in at that table, since we're gambling and shit, is 4.5 and above, which means they're going to have to spend some time together that they probably haven't spent yet. It's going into July. I don't think that time is happening. I think the LL and Q-Tip is going to be strong, but not album of the year. I think Clips and J. Cole have album of the year contention on their albums. In J. Cole's case, he better be fucking making the best rap album this year, not settling for anything less than a 5 from him.
The Vultures too, I don't count on that coming out either. But
first of all, it's Kanye, so you can't never count on that.
Right. Rakim, I would have higher if I didn't see the feature list. I would have that ranked higher.
The Rakim is a 4. Well, God bless the God, because I don't even think the 4 is happening for that album. The Common and Pete Rock excites me. That's feeling like album of the year right now.
Yeah, Cormega and Havoc, and then Eminem is on my list.
Cormega and Havoc and Eminem are going to be above what we expect, but not albums of the year.
Let me ask you this: with the Marsha album, Dre putting that out,
I don't care. Got nothing to do with this rap shit.
You don't think that he's still locking in with Snoop?
Has nothing to do with this rap shit.
No.
I'll believe it when I see it, but
nothing. When Dre and Snoop are getting back together, listen, Dre and Snoop, Dre didn't touch that. Dre and Snoop getting back together is bigger than even Nas and Preem getting back together, because Nas and Preem don't have a classic rap album together. These niggas have the Chronic and Doggy Style.
Yeah, what I was alluding to
never been higher for a duo.
What I was alluding to though with the Dog Pound joint though is like, you know, Dre didn't touch that, but you know, Snoop had his fingerprints on that album, and that gave me, you know, some hopes of this Snoop album coming out.
Nope.
But more than anything, that Dog Pound album really made me miss Nate Dogg, if I'm being honest.
How about this? If Nate Dogg's on the Dog Pound album, we're having an album of the year discussion, because the only thing that album's really missing is Nate Dogg and a couple of Dr. Dre beats. Well, you can get the Dr. Dre beats, but you can't replace Nate Dogg.
Right.
So I feel you. Like we have the Dog Pound album at number 9. Oh no, 2 Dr. Dre beats and about 4 Nate Dogg hooks.
Top
Take
5.
you from about 9 to about 2, maybe 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but it won't be happening. You got a better chance of getting a Nate Dogg hook than you do some beats from Dr. Dre right now.
Oh man,
listen, you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth when I'm saying that? One of these guys is here, one of these guys are not. You still stand a better chance of getting a Nate Dogg hook.
What you got, Sean?
I got this is Brunch on Sundays. Thank you all for coming out this evening, this afternoon. I know y'all about to get ready to get y'all Sunday dinner on.
Y'all will be seeing Coop wearing Kendrick Lamar shirt sometime soon.
Oh, hold on. I'm not letting you skate like that. You made this list, and you didn't say nothing about Kendrick needing to make an album this year.
No, these are albums that's already been announced in some form or fashion. Yeah,
he need to be announcing his album because he was about to do that till Drake called him out and told him the only reason you're doing all this because it's time for you to drop another album. Better drop this year. I'm not handing out no hall passes for him.
For sure, he do need to drop an album.
Hey, people gonna stop acting like Kendrick and Cole and Drake are 25. These niggas are closer to our age than their fan base's age.
Let me ask you this: if Kendrick does drop, do you think his album is better than Cole's?
Yes.
If he does drop,
yes.
I have no proof that that's going to happen, but for J. Cole's sake and for my sake, it better not be.
All of Carolina is at risk.
If I have to hear from these crappy ass fans, about how their guy made a better album than somebody from, no, he better not. That's why J. Cole's album better be album of the year.
And if you lose his bet,
better make album of the year.
If you lose his bet about the Nas and Primo dropping, it specifically has to be a Mr. Morale shirt, not just Kendrick.
Oh no, I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I won't do that at all. I'll support black business, but I won't support bad black business.
Oh, come on. Yo.
So I wear a Good Kid, Mad City t-shirt. No, I'm not. That's like supporting a Roach Motel instead of the Ritz Carlton. It's like I put on a Good Kid, Mad City shirt. I'm not putting on that Roach Motel of a Mr. Morale shirt. It's one of the worst rap albums a superstar ever made. He needs to be happy that Snoop Dogg made The Dog Father because that's the only thing from saving him from having made the worst rap album that a rap superstar has ever made.
Yeah, Sean mad that I brought Mr. Morale up.
Right, and you know it.
Ridiculous. He's made one album in 7 years.
My bad, man. My bad.
Who the fuck is Mr. Morale, by the way? Like,
it's
what
you.
is this?
It's you.
Like, what is this? No. What is this? Is this Death of a Salesman or some shit? The Crucible is motherfuckers doing plays. It's like, how about you rap since you ain't rapped in 5 years, nigga? He's the worst. I'm ready to go. I feel traumatized and triggered.
Hey, before we go,
maybe I should listen to Mr. Morale since he's been traumatized.
One more. Wait. One more bet before Sean. I don't know where Sean went, but all right. If you lose the Nas and Preem bet, you got to wear a Kendrick shirt. If you lose the Snoop and Dre bet, then you got to apologize to Lupe on Twitter.
Whoa. First of all, I'll never apologize to a man that I beat.
Whoa.
You said it's never coming out, man.
I'm never going to do that. I already said that he was brilliant. I already said he was in the upper echelon of lyricists.
That's fair.
I literally said on this show that he's brilliant. I love what he's doing at MIT because these punk ass white kids need help because they don't know anything about hip hop in MIT. They need his help.
See, that's what
I already called him brilliant. I've already said he's in the same category as the Black Thought but I am not apologizing to that man. Not after I roasted him and waxed him.
Coop got us losing subs, man. Yo, like and subscribe to the channel.
I rolled him up and I smoked him. He out here deleting tweets. No, I will not.
The views and opinions of Coopavelli, Coopak is not that of Hip Hop Talks and Sean or AG.
Coop operates on his own. He operates on his own
wavelength.
It's ridiculous. Apologize to Lupe. I never apologized to him.
All right, man. I got to come up with something else then for that bet.
Shout out to Lupe.
Get creative. Yes, I just ranked Lupe's album higher than y'all did. But he don't want this smoke.
No, you ain't ranking higher than we did. I had it 14. Where you have it?
I had Samurai at number 8.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's steps in the right direction, Coop.
Yes. Yo,
I've grown. I've evolved. I'm a better version of me than I've ever been.
Is this your final form?
Yo, this Brunch on Sundays, guys. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Peace, yo.
Thanks for coming out to the campaign.
Check us out on TikTok.
Yeah. Holler at us on TikTok. We up and running.
No doubt. Peace.